Well, hello, everybody. Hey, welcome to the show. Welcome to Tuesday Night Festivities. KB with you, Karyn Bryant. I believe I hit the unmute button. Yes. So hopefully, folks, you should be able to hear me. How's it going? It is a Monday. I know you might be a little bit like, yo, KB, it's Tuesday Night Festivities. And it's Monday. It is not a Tuesday. I will be on my way to Paris tomorrow. Hallelujah. Do need to learn how to say that in French. So that is why we are doing the show tonight. Instead, we have Demetrious Johnson, who is going to be with us. He just reclaimed his title on Saturday, Friday, depending on where you are, Saturday at One Championship and had this incredible knockout. So we're going to talk to him about that and just kind of catch up with him. It's been a minute since I've talked to DJ. He's such a great guy. So he's going to be joining us in just a few minutes, but we will talk to him about reclaiming the title. And I think that's going to be a lot of fun. So Renato is going to be here as well. We will be talking a lot about Ufc Paris. We'll preview that, get into a lot of things. I did. Thank you, Jody. Asking me if I got my hair done. I did. It's funny because I made it a little darker, as you can see here. It will lighten up. It's just because I just got it done. So it's like gonna look extra intense right now. But thank you. I like it too. I used to have, it's kind of more, everything about me is really real. The only thing I do fake a little is my hair color. And I like to play with it, kind of play with it for the mood or the season or who knows what. So, but for now, it just looks extra dark because I just did it. But thank you. Thank you. Jesus, saludos. Okay. Okay. Oh, perfect. Saludos, the Enderbender, Carl, just in time to eat your steak and shrimp. So this is going to be fun. Let me show you what is exactly on the show tonight. So yes, we're going to have Demetrious Johnson on, which I've already said. He's just cool. So always great to catch up with him. We are going to have Chidi's Choice on the main event for UFC Paris, Gane versus Tuivasa. Now, I don't want to brag on Chidi's behalf, but last week Chidi did pick Leon Edwards and Paula Costa. I believe his record is recently 5-2, I want to say, but Chidi last week did pick Edwards, and he also picked Curtis Blades before, he picked a couple of these controversial ones where you're like, I don't know. But the Bearded Dragon is on a roll. So we will have Chidi's pick for the main event, and then we will get into some other UFC Paris preview stuff, notably talking about Whitaker versus Vettori, which I'm so excited is the co-main event. That's such an excellent fight. And it's kind of flying under the radar, it feels a little bit, until maybe this week it'll get amped up a little bit. But I kind of feel like there's been so much talk about, Nate and Chimaev coming up. Obviously, that's important. There's been a lot of talk. Obviously, there was a lot of talk about 278, which just happened. So maybe that's it, that this co-main event got lost a little bit in just all of the hype about last weekend, but Whitaker versus Vettori is kind of awesome. So we're going to talk about that. We will also then get into some other French things. We're going to talk about some French things. So it'll probably divulge into French kissing tips from Renato, but I have some key French phrases here that we're going to go over that I may or may not need next week. And I just kind of wanted to get Renato's take on some of them as well. Some of them seem a little bit, I don't know. And as ever, if you guys have questions, relationship things, you need some help, whatever, we are happy to help you. And we're happy to help you with that. So at any rate, I'm looking, coquettish. That's funny. It's a good French word. Can Renato and I do the side-by-side French kissing tutorial? Probably not. It's probably going to be a hard pass from me. And I was going to make a rude joke there. I'm not going to do that. I'll just kind of keep it. I'm going to keep it profesh. But yeah, okay. So meanwhile, right before we came on the air. I was watching Serena Williams. I don't know how many of you are also tennis fans. I play tennis. I really enjoy tennis. And Serena is the GOAT. And after the US Open, she is saying that she's going to retire. So everything, really matters now. And it's kind of interesting. I know in the fight game, it seems like sometimes people say you don't necessarily want to know you're retiring, or maybe whatever. What are the pros and cons of going into a fight knowing it's your last one, and the pros and cons of going into this match for her knowing it's her last one? And I think it's cool. I think it's lit a fire under her. It was fun to watch her, but you can also tell that the show, the broadcast and everything had to be prepared for it in case she didn't win. And so there was kind of all this finale goodbye stuff in a way in case she didn't win, but it's like goodbye, but welcome to the next round, but goodbye while you're here. Anyway, it's interesting. It's going to be interesting to watch her play over the next, hopefully she does make it far, because she's just amazing and she is the GOAT. And I'll be sad to see her go. I really will definitely be sad to see her go. She is really something special. And, when we speak of GOATs, folks, a lot of people do consider Mighty Mouse to be the GOATs. And so we will get into that. I'm curious what you guys think of that, because the man makes a very, 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 very strong argument for it. First, I will say one of the guys who is probably the GOAT of the favela, the Ovelha, that's Sheep, I believe. But ladies and gentlemen, 27-time world jiu-jitsu champion, Mr. Renato Laranja. Hi. How are you?
Good. Speaking of strong arguments, we're probably going to get into some strong arguments at some point tonight.
You know what I'm going to say, Renato?
What happened?
Oh, there you are.
Oh, for heel again, huh? Listen, I've turned off everything. I don't know what else. I turned off everything.
Okay. Well, we can hear you just fine. So how are you?
Oh, you can't see? You can't see nothing?
The visual's a little glitchy. But
I'll come back.
Dump out and come back, because our guest, okay. Here's what I'm going to do, folks. I see somebody here as I was talking about GOATs. Let's just welcome in the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Demetrious Johnson. Hey.
Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you perfectly, and I can see you. You look great. How are you?
Good. Sorry about that. I'm down here with my son earlier today, and I was trying to hook up his Oculus. And 1 second.
No, it looks good. Yeah, you look good, because I could at first when you popped on, it was just like a gray screen, and I was like, "Oh, he's here." Oh no, he's not here yet. And but I didn't know if that was like a waiting room thing that you had.
Oh no, it's just my camera. It's a DSLR, so I have to set it in autofocus. It's still out of focus a little bit, but if you're happy, I'll go with it.
Yeah, but it'll settle in on you, right? It'll settle. Oh, you look good. No, dude, you look good. You could have maybe a little more headroom. You're like at the top of the frame, though. You could frame it up a little different.
Yeah, we're not live right now, right?
Yeah, we are.
Oh, okay, 1 second. I'll fix it. I'll autofocus it. 1 second.
Hey, you know what? Listen, Demetrious, the fact that yours is even visual without it having a glitchy favela Wi-Fi is perfect. So folks here have you gotten used to needing a little bit of patience. You're good. All right. He's such a pro. Oh my goodness. He's like even the GOAT of podcasting. This guy's going to be amazing. Okay. All right. Listen, this is so great. This is so great. We do have a lot of questions for him too already coming in here, which is great. Can you? Oh, okay. And listen, Woody Cross.
We're just going to go with this.
Okay. No, it's great. It's great. It's great. It's great.
There we go.
So first and foremost, and Renato will be back. He from time to time, unfortunately, does have some issues with his Wi-Fi. And so I know right now, I'm sure he's very frustrated, but listen, welcome to the show. First and foremost, are the kids in bed? You said you have them on a tight schedule.
No, they are not. We literally just got home from jiu-jitsu, and they're taking a shower, and dinner is on the way right now. So, but they're on the right track to get their butts in bed.
Okay. So listen, I know what it's like, that trip back from Singapore. You live up in Washington, right?
Yes.
So like, do you even know what day it is right now though, DJ?
It is Monday, but we just got out of a conversation. We thought it was Tuesday. So I'm not going to lie. We're like, what day is it? It's Tuesday, right? Yeah, it's Tuesday. Well, I thought it was
Right.
Monday. So yes.
Right. And the fact that I'm like, hey, why don't you come on and do Tuesday Night Festivities? But it's the Monday edition of it. So I apologize.
Oh shit, did I say Tuesday night? My bad.
Yes, because usually you're on Tuesdays. But little side note, how is Miss Destiny, your beautiful bride? How's she doing? How's she feel? How's everything going with her?
She's great. She had an amazing trip in Singapore with her best friend Caitlin.
Yeah.
She was happy, obviously, with the performance and the win. And yeah, she really enjoyed it.
Good. All right, good. I love to hear it. Okay, so listen, we need to talk about this. And first and foremost, so a lot of people here and in the comments and everything, as soon as we even mentioned that you were going to be coming on and stuff, a lot of people, the first thing they're going to say is, oh my God, what a mistake. I can't believe the UFC let him go. Like, what a shame. But you know, Demetrious, it looks like life's been pretty good to you since then. So what was that move like? I kind of want to give a little backstory just to kind of set up this whole rematch and everything. But like, so what was the move like for you initially? And like, did it take you long to feel at home? Did it feel home right away? Like, what was that like for you?
Yeah, I think the move was. I think the very first fight, it was a bit hard to get my feet settled in. You know, obviously fighting in international water in Japan against a hometown favorite, so that was a little bit, different. But the athletes over there are just totally different. Like I equate it to being in college and you're just hanging out with all your dorm buddies who all play football too. So now, we got 5 fights. Is it 5 fights? No, I got 6 fights underneath my belt over there. 6 fights underneath my belt. It's almost like being at home. The travel is still hard to get used to, but as far as promotion, the people who work there know them by name, doing all the media rounds. It's like, home.
Good. Well, yeah, and that's the thing. That trip is brutal. So how far out do you go in advance? Because it's like a 15 or 16-hour flight from the West Coast.
Yeah, it's, if you count layovers, it's like an 18 to 22-hour trip.
Right.
10 hours to Japan and you have a 2 to 3 hour layover there. And once you hit that, then it's another 6 hours to get over. So it can range from, depending on, the layover time from, 16 to 20 hours.
Yeah.
So I typically go over there before I will go over like 10 days to get adjusted. But now it's like I go over there just like 6 days or 5 days to get over there.
Okay, nice. So you got it down like clockwork at this point.
Yes, yeah, I would say so. I'm happy with my adjustment so far.
Nice. Well, we got Renato back, and you're looking better here, Renato. So welcome back to the show.
What's up,
you're
Renato?
looking good.
The champ is here.
Yeah, do you?
And also, Demetrious.
I don't know if you guys have ever met. Have you?
I don't know. I feel like we have. I feel like we have met before, but I'm not sure.
You never had the pleasure, my brother.
Oh, I love that. He goes, you never had the pleasure.
No, because I would have remembered because I've been a big fan. I'm sure the feeling is mutual, but we've been a big fan of each other, but we never had, it just never materialized until now.
Gotcha. That's what's up. Very nice to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you too. What are you laughing about over there, Karyn Bryant?
Nothing. Demetrious just is all class. He always has been, and he always will be.
Well, what about me? Well, I'm Chop Herring over here.
No, you look. It's great to see you. You're our.
Never mind.
You're our Uncle Renato. You're our Uncle Renato. Okay.
Left unsaid for her.
Right. Okay. So DJ, let's talk about this rematch because it was shocking to see you lose. I'm not gonna lie. Like it was shocking. Like it'd been forever. It's a possibility in any fight, but you just always seem to be things go your way. So what was that like? I know it's obviously, sort of win or learn, but what was that like for you to lose and how long did it take you to kind of recover from it or process it or whatever?
Yeah, I think the first loss against Adriano was a little bit, I don't want to say shocker because like you said, it's always very, very possible that you can lose any fight. I think the way the fight played out, me getting, KO'd was the biggest shocker in my opinion. And going back to the hotel, watching the fight and just seeing the things I did wrong and how he was able to, catch me and give me that, beautiful knee when I was on the ground. I was like, hey, it is what it is. The longer you stay in this sport, your day of judgment is going to come eventually. So that was my day of judgment. I'm sure there might be another day of judgment, but
No.
my job is to keep it away. Never let it happen again. And coming back, it's just like, hey, it is what it is. We can either be gun shy and not want to compete anymore, or just like, hey, use that as fuel and like, hey, see what we did wrong, and then come back and do better. And that's what I felt like we did. Last Friday.
You sure I did. I got a question.
Oh crap!
What? Sometimes does it? You know how you're so used to the UFC rules where you can't knee a down opponent?
Right.
Do you sometimes forget? Is that something that you can get confused about in the moment and go, oh fuck, I forgot he could do that there?
No, because I got blasted with a couple of the knees there, and I remember that I was like, oh, this is where you can get hit. So we got to make sure we're covering up. We're continuing to move, because it's even harder for the ref to see what's going on. He was like, oh, are you knocked out? Are you done? Or are you still there? So for me, when I was in that position in the fight, I was like, hey, keep moving. I was trying to get up, but he was keeping me down. Then I went to my slide to try to block a little more of the knees. And once he transitioned to the darts, I was like, okay, I got to fight the hands and get up and start going.
Mm-hmm. I will say though, Renato, to your point, when I'm watching the fights, like I always forget that, and then I'm like, oh god, like I forget.
Like when guys would go back and forth between Pride and UFC, and then you forget, and you see someone holding the hopes and fucking curb stomping somebody.
Yeah,
and you forget. You go, oh god, that's hype. You know what I mean? Right. You're like, oh, I mean, to me, look, it's a little distaste to kind of just the stomps, just the straight down. For some reason, that don't look nice. I don't like that. But I wish they would change the UFC to the one holds with the knee. It only makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it keeps the fight going, right? Because when he had me in that position, like I had to move. Like if I didn't move, then he was going to keep landing knees over and over and over.
Yeah. And if you can land a knee when somebody's standing, you can land it there. It just seemed like, come on, like just let's not sugarcoat it. We're trying to hit the guy in the face with the knee.
Yeah.
Come on. And I think that's set in place for people who are like completely, if you watch the Christian Lee versus Oak fight, he blasted him like 5 times in a knee when he had all his, he was basically laying against the cage and he took like 5 of those knees, and I think if that was to happen in America, they'd be like, oh my God, he's trying to kill him. And
the half need to stop it then, you know what I mean? But
I agree with you. I do agree with you.
Yeah, to me, it's like it's one of those things because I always say that when I'm watching fights and stuff at work, I know I'd be the type to throw an illegal knee. Like it feels so many times that it's the natural next move, and so I do really. I always feel bad for people who throw illegal ones in the UFC because it's so natural, and you're like, I get that. If I think most of them really truly are accidental. I really do. So to have the ability to throw them legally again must feel kind of liberating.
Yeah, I think for me, it's definitely a thing that you don't want to be in the other receiving end. And even my knee, when I threw it against Adriano this time, it was if that was in North America, that'd been legal because he was still up. Like
yours was more like a flying knee.
Yeah, it was a flying knee, and he was still up. So, the knees or grounded opponent is something that you definitely have to get used to. And sometimes, I've been in Asia, for about three years now. And I'm accustomed to it now. So I throw the knees, and now I'm accustomed to watch out for them when I'm on my back.
Nice.
Yeah, what a fight! Those 2 fights between you guys, man. I mean, this is real exciting fights. I mean, it's high level stuff, and that guy. There's a lot of danger in there when you're coming in there, man. I mean, you're throwing a lot of smoke, but he's man, that guy's a dangerous individual.
True. Adriano, he's amazing. I have nothing but good things to say about Adriano. Very class act, very nice gentleman, very great champion. Amazing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Last time we fought, he rocked me. The first time we fought, he rocked me with the uppercut because my body was off position. And he hit me with some great shots this fight too. I mean,
he did.
When he hit me in the head,
you had me scared there a little bit.
When he hit me in the head, it kind of flicked me, and it was like I wasn't rocked.
With
the kick, yeah. Like my equilibrium was gone, and I was talking to him. Right, I was like, he hit me. I was like, oh, good for you. I'm glad that one landed. And then, he came and tried to put some 3-piece chicken meal together for me, but I was able to block and keep on moving. And
I was worried. I was worried at that point. I go, oh, don't let this happen to this fucking
Yeah.
guy. You know what I mean?
No, it's true.
I just didn't want it. I wanted you to get revenge, even though that's my countryman's.
Yeah.
I wanted you deserved revenge.
Yeah.
And the fact that you got it exactly the same fucking way.
I was just gonna say that.
It's like
The poetry of that.
You know? Revenge is a dish best served old, porra.
I like how your English is mixed in with your Portuguese, because as you get done, you're like, porra.
Well,
It's close.
I mean, it's not unlike Spanglish. Like the
I like
Puerto Ricans. The Puerto Ricans is the same one.
But yeah, what went through your mind, when you sort of saw the opportunity? I mean, obviously that decision making and that comes so quickly, but was it a tendency that you were starting to see in the earlier rounds, because it did come a little bit later on in the fight? So is it something that you started to notice, okay, this is going to be an opening here, and you were going to be able to capitalize on it later? Or was it just something all of a sudden you saw and you're like, bam?
It was just something that just showed itself, right? I mean, I actually watched the fight again today, and I was like, okay, I was actually trying to work on that right hand, because I hit him a couple times with the right hand, but he was also moving away. So this time when I faked some smoke, and then he threw the check hook and I wasn't there, and I was able to land the right hand, that's when it landed solid. And it was like, hey, that was perfect. And then as I saw his body falling back into the cage, that's when I was like, okay, that's where I'm going to land this knee. And it landed perfect. Like, I couldn't be more happier.
Oh, and you know what I always loved this. When the guy knock out somebody and then don't ruin it with like some shitty hammer fist,
Yep.
It says more, like when you just like, I'm gonna leave it like that. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
I know, you know what I mean? There's something
My work
about
here's done.
it's like flipping the bat, when you grand slam,
you're like,
just
I like I said, I'm happy that it worked out that way. Like, even the rep was like, dude, I'm so glad that when you did your walk off, like he was done. Because the last thing I want to do is, like, you're over there celebrating. I'm like, he ain't done. Come over here, finish him. And I told the rep, I was like, if you would have told me that, I would have been more than happy to come over there and finish the job. Like, it just happened that way. I landed the knee. I kind of knew that his body demeanor was done, and I was like, hey, he's done. I'm going off, do my thing. And yeah, man, like I said,
that would be shitty, though. That would be shitty if, like, you're celebrating and behind you, like fucking Jason, he come up like this.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like behind you and come up like Nosferatu.
Yeah, I would have probably turned around and looked at him. I'm like, okay, here we come. I would have jogged over there, and I probably would have faint and went to the right uppercut, left hand, right hand, and boom, and just put it together like a 5-piece chicken meal and call it good.
Nice. One thing that I did, it was, and I don't know how, I want this to come out the right way, because this is a compliment.
Oh, here we go. The backhanded compliments here.
No, as I was watching,
prepare yourself.
As I was watching the fight, I don't know, you looked different, and I feel like I was like, oh, DJ got the man muscles now. There's a maturity, there's an ownership, and that's not to say that you didn't have it before.
Yeah, no.
I don't know. I just thought, I was just like, oh yeah, I wouldn't want to fight that guy. You know what I mean? There just I don't know what it is. Do you know what it is? Do you feel different lately?
The other version of you, though, she could fight the other one.
Yeah, right.
The
emancipated one. Yeah, I would say if you look back at my UFC career, I was cutting 125 pounds for, I think, 7 to 8 years.
Yeah.
And I think when you're stopping the natural growth of your body and cutting down to 125 3 times a year, it's just, you're just staying smaller. So with me, and at 135, I'm able to let my body grow, and it's not taking a huge cut, even though I weigh the exact same as I did in 2012, which is I walk around like 140, 142. I think it just gives my body more opportunity to fill in. So when I find at 135, it's like I don't have to drain my body as much.
True.
Yeah. One thing I noticed the difference when I watched both of those fights, the second fight, I feel like you made it your business to make him more uncomfortable. I feel like you made it dirty, not dirty like cheap.
Yeah.
You made it grimy where he wanted pretty.
Yeah. I
feel like you lured him into the Pojada aspect of that one.
Exactly.
That was his demise.
Yeah. And the biggest thing, the first time when I fought him, I was chasing him too much, right? Because when I go back and watch all his fights against Karyn, Jay Eustaquio, just all of them, a lot of those guys, they didn't really chase him. They stood right in front of him and they played this like nice little pity pat game. And for me, I'm not scared of getting tired. So I'll always keep on attacking, where I think his previous opponent were scared of getting tired. So it just worked out perfect, because I always tell people like my style is to come forward and fight and put the pressure on. And it just worked out that he responded.
Yeah. I saw you being very aggressive in the striking, in just like saying fuck it. I think it was a lot less I feel like it was a lot less pretty, not less technical, but less just it was exactly what you needed to do. Because he get comfortable and he start, you know what I mean? He wanna
he want to play sharpshooter. He wants to use his range and his length.
Yeah.
And that's his specialty. That's sometimes, I want the pretty in a 5-piece chicken meal too. But sometimes you get real nice and dirty to be able to have that nice, a nice meal at the end.
Yeah, I feel like that was the difference in this one here.
Yes. And I think that's when I noticed the maturity. Like, I think that's when, in those moments, that's when that stood out, when you were biting down on the mouthpiece and just going for it like that. Like, that's to me, that to me showed like, oh yeah, this is next level, because you were always known for your technical precision and everybody's like, holy crap, he did like a jumping flying armbar thing like we've never seen. Like, what is, you know what I mean? Everybody always talked about your technical prowess. And in this, it's like technical prowess, like he said, with the dogfight in it all together. And it was awesome.
And everybody, holy crap, gee willikers, look what he's doing. Jeez. Holy gumdrops. Holy crapo.
That knee was ridiculous. I was screaming. I was like, that was awesome.
My favorite is the slow motion of it. Just to see the whole setup and then keeping the distance and the rhythm and then delivering the knee in the way it landed. And, like I said, nothing but respect to Adriano. We talked after the fight. Checked on to make sure he's healthy, he's good, and yeah, man, I'm happy that everybody enjoyed it, and I'm glad it's another highlight reel in my career.
The whole community was so happy for you. It was like, everybody was distraught by the first one. You know what I mean? Like, you remember like what it was like when you saw Pacquiao get knocked out?
It's true.
It's unsettling.
It didn't sit well.
You know what I mean? Because, and it's not because. It's just you're not used to it. Certain people, certain great champions have been knocked out, but when that's true. I am here. I'm here. Certain people you're just so used to, even if they lost maybe a couple times, it was just by the scorecard, and you just don't even imagine what it would be like if they get knocked out. And then you see it, go, oh no, oh God, you.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm grateful I won this one the way I did, and I didn't get blasted in the face with a knee. But hey, I'm sure the third fight when we get back in there and compete against each other, it's going to be just as epic.
It will. Well, here's the thing. It's obviously, like you said, the trilogy is there, but D&D saying it was a bit of a grimy fight. You cut him up. I was like, damn. And then I also think DJ had to make it grimy to get in on Adriano, because that dude is big. You know what I mean? That's the thing. He was massive.
That's another thing. It looked like a weight class for her. Yeah,
he's definitely bigger, but we talked and he said he doesn't get past 145. So
but he's lying.
You think he's lying?
But why would he tell you the truth? He'd be like, no, I'm skinny. Don't worry about me.
I feel he's an honest gentleman, and that's why he was like, I don't get more bigger than 145. And I was like, yeah, I'm about 140, 142. So it's just a height difference, right? And he did feel bigger when we're in there. But it's one of his strengths. It's one of his skill set that he has that length and reach. And for me, I have the speed and the cardio aspect.
Right. It's true.
I got a question. Like, when you watch clearly, some other organization, you see when like UFC guys go, they start just dominating, cleaning out the whole shit. It seemed like in one. They have all these great fighters that people never heard of. That is like top of the food chain. It's like Why is that? Well, it's just like maybe we don't know all these guys in Asia or the surrounding areas and stuff, because it's tripped me out how good they are in that organization.
Yeah, it's a very simple
Yep.
question. It's a very simple answer to that question. So over here in America, we're only exposed to American content and American fighters, right? Just like
Yeah,
in NASCAR or
Yep.
cricket or anything or rugby,
American
but
cricket. Yeah.
American cricket, which is
No.
baseball, but uh but then when you go over to Asia, it's a whole nother market. Like when Chatri says, this is the viewership that we have over here, it's true. Like imagine how people
Mhm.
are in China, Japan, Malaysia,
Yeah.
India, Taiwan. What is another one? It's just massive. Kuala
Well,
Lumpur,
and you broadcast in
Thailand.
India and everything too,
You're
right?
broadcasting all
Yep.
over there. So a lot of the guys, they're killers. I mean, especially the Thai fighters. And then every once in a while you get American over there like me, Eddie, Sage, or whatnot. But you're just not going to be exposed to that. ESPN is not going to be showing top level striking like Muay Thai on it. It just doesn't do it. So that's why a lot of the athletes aren't exposed to the American audience. But with Amazon being with one championship, you're going to
That
start
was
seeing a
awesome.
lot of more Americans get introduced to these amazing athletes.
Well, I mean, that was awesome. I actually was texting, I sent Chatri a message because I was like, dude, this is awesome watching you guys on Prime, I have it on, on a big TV and everything. Like it was great. And by the way, is he single?
Oh, go
No,
ahead.
he's married.
He is?
Yes, married and has 2 kids, I believe.
Anyway,
Foiled again for him.
foiled again. At any rate, I digress. But it's to your point, is exactly what you're saying, Demetrious, that there also is a prejudice. I mean, we're not gonna lie, let's like not pretend
Yeah.
that there isn't a prejudice against Asian people in America
Well,
before COVID and before whatever. Like there just is a lot. And so I can see how in certain respects certain things are going to be an uphill battle. But the great thing about it is there is such an amazing, like you said, Renato, talented group. It's so deep. Like the talent pool is so deep, and now that it's going to be more accessible, I think it's just going to keep going. So it's great. It's great.
yeah, and I don't think it's a prejudice to the people. I think it's just they're not just going to get exposed to American athletes won't get exposed to the American eyeballs before Amazon Prime or even the TNT
Yeah.
deal, just because ESPN is not going to cover Muay Thai,
Right.
kickboxing,
Right.
because those guys, I mean, the K1 kickboxing, glory fighting, and even the Muay Thai stuff is just something that ESPN doesn't cover.
It's so niche, right? It's all like online coverage and stuff like
Yes,
that.
and niche, and the hardcore fans of MMA and just combat sports, they know about all those guys over there. But your daily Billy Bob Joe over here who doesn't watch it, not pointing to you, Renato. I'm just saying in general.
Oh, God.
Uh,
I didn't thought you was talking about me, Paul.
no. You know what you know what you're watching. So the Sammy down the street don't know what he's watching. That's what I mean.
Yeah, exactly.
I was always tripped out by this because I used to watch years ago. They used to show like any bummy Friday night fights or whatever, any bummy boxing match, But then there's so much. You figure why you don't show high level fucking Muay Thai fights, because people would want to see that all kind of violence and stuff. I guess it's because, I think that's where I come in, where Karyn Bryant is concerned, because I think you got not to throw bones to Karyn Bryant, but you get 2 Asian guys against each other, and then Billy Bob João go like this, like, I don't want to see them 2 Chinese fighting each other. You know what I mean? But I think it's so brutal and so exciting that they would love that one.
Muay Thai.
Back in the day, you also had to. I remember I used to get so excited when they used to show those American kickboxing, where they wear pajama bottom, they wear suit pants,
and the little gloves.
That shit, I used to get so excited when they would show that shit.
Yeah, and I necessarily don't think it's based on the ethnicity or nationality, the Chinese, Brazilian, or whatever it may be. I think it's just like even me, like when it came to NASCAR. I've never watched NASCAR just because, one, nobody in the hood was driving fast cars like that, and my mom didn't watch it. So it's just something we just weren't produced on. So you think about how many Muay Thai fighters that are American, that are homegrown in America, because usually if you're a Muay Thai fighter and you're fighting on the biggest stage, that means you know, 90 times you are American, you went to Thailand and you spent, 10 years in
Right.
Thailand, and then you made it to the big stage while training in Thailand. It's very rare you find an American who's trained here for 15 years fighting for the highest level Muay Thai belts. So that's why I feel like it's just something you just don't
Yeah.
get to see as much, even
That's
in.
true.
Yeah. By the way, oh, go ahead, my brother. Go ahead.
Oh no! That's what I was saying. That's why I think it's not based on like the
Yeah.
ethnicity.
By the way, I'm not saying that he come from a Chinese racism or something.
No,
like
yeah,
that.
I know that.
That's the
I think it does, but okay.
You're just like, I don't know these guys. It's one half dozen to the same, whatever's the fucking saying of that, and they just kind of like, who cares? Like you kind of, which is like the reason why you have shows like, what's that one on HBO where they show the fucking training camp of the football team?
Hard Knocks.
Yeah, Hard Knocks.
You don't give a fuck about the Detroit Lion, but then
until you watch Hard Knocks.
Then when you watch the fucking show, you go, oh, Carayo, I hope that one guy, that one defensive end, I hope his wife get over cancer or whatever.
It's true.
Is, and then you care about that one.
And it's true though, but it is all about exposure, because now it will be good to be on Prime. Because like the other day I was watching something, I'm laying around and I'm like, oh, there's like rugby on TV. Now rugby is not something we get a lot of in the States. It's very entertaining. Like when you can watch it, you're like, holy crap, why am I not watching more rugby?
Exactly.
Speaking of exposure, Mighty Mouse gonna get a lot of exposure from being on this programming.
Of course he is.
Yeah,
hey, listen,
Renato,
Demetrious, I want to ask you, as a lot of people know here. So Joe D is saying, because we know we are streaming on Twitch. And we know that you are very popular. We should have had you like blast out your followers on Twitch. You should repost this. Can you repost shows on Twitch?
I don't think so, because it's your bot. It's a video on demand, so you can't repost it. But you guys just repost it like on Twitch.
Well, you can put a link to, because it's on Renato's Twitch channel. But anyway, we are on Twitch and all this, and we know people know that you're a big gamer and everything. If you were a Street Fighter 2 character, Joe D is asking, what would your game-winning or end-game outro be about? And how do you feel about being a real-life Street Fighter character? There's actually a couple of comments here, kind of equating you to a Street Fighter guy. DJ saying that you're Sean.
Or there you go. Reek Havoc knows what's up. Street Fighter 3, Third Strike, Sean, which was Ken's student. That's pretty much. He's actually Brazilian. That character.
Sean? How come I don't know that fucking character, Sean?
Have you played Street Fighter 3, Third Strike?
I don't know about Street Fighter 3. Maybe I didn't play.
I haven't.
Yeah, if you play Street Fighter 3, the character his name is Sean. He's Ken's student. He's based out of Brazil. His sister is on Street Fighter 5. Her sister is Laura.
Why she looks is she single?
I don't know. You can ask the developers at Capcom.
Chatri's not, but she is.
I would like to develop something with that one.
There you go.
Wait, now, okay, so my guy back in the day when the first Street Fighter came out, and my friends used to ban me from using the character. I used to use the E-Honda.
Oh, Honda, yeah.
Because, and then they think they got that shit figured out, and then they try to use Chun-Li to come stomp on me, and then I go like this, "Get the fuck out of here!"
Oh,
you know what I mean? I go like
overhead
this,
jumping
like that, and she goes, "Hell," or whatever, and then they think they got me beat, and then I use the torpedo. I go, "Hey," like that, the torpedo.
Yep.
And you can forget about it. It's a done deal. The only one can beat me is Dalsim. I don't know. When a kid is good at that, I don't know how you beat that one.
Yeah, he's just long. You just got to throw fireballs and get in his face.
But then he do the same stuff. He throw fireballs. You try to get away, and then he go weep like that. You know what I mean?
I love his sound. He goes weep.
Yeah, Buddha flame.
Yeah, yoga flame. I mean, Street Fighter 2 is great, but Street Fighter 3, there's a character named Sean. It kind of
Sean doesn't sound scary, but okay.
When I get off, you guys are like typing Sean Street Fighter 3. And then my celebration, my intro outro will be what I do now. 1 second. I'm still here. It's just my camera.
Yeah, he's trying to get. He's just going to show the intro outro.
Come back, boy. Oh, there you are. He just wanted to show a little more of the gold and the chest hair.
And the gold chain and the gold flex.
Like when she drops stuff and tried to show her ass to the camera. And
it's for the algorithm. But yeah, listen, a lot of people, let's see. Okay.
Sean. Wait, what was Sean's like steez? What was his, he just fight like Hayu or Ken or whatever?
Yeah, but his tornado kick was different, but he didn't throw a fireball, and he had ground and pound. Those are two.
Wait, so he do the sidekick Brujip or whatever? Wait,
Um,
what's
it's
his thing he said when he goes?
that the world kick. That's what he says, but
Oh,
it's the
yeah, I
tornado
never
kick.
make out what the fuck these guys talking about. He goes,
Yep, that's
Whatever.
much right there.
yeah.
What else? So do you find though? Do you mostly play fighting games, or no? You play like RPG game. Like do you like shooter games?
I'm playing first person shooter
Yeah.
and looters escape games, and I play Street Fighter 6 just got announced. I'll be looking out for that.
Ooh.
And then other than that, there's nothing else that I'm playing as right now.
What new character they got in Street Fighter 6? Steve.
No, Steve.
Betsy. She's an ass kicker.
What's his name? There's a new guy. I don't know his name. I think I want to say Yuri or Jury. I'm not sure which the person's name is.
After what's his name? Prohaska or whatever?
Prohaska or yeah, Yuri.
Like
Yuri or Yuri.
Street Fighter character is that fucking guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure who else new characters. They only released a little bit of the roster. They haven't released a full roster. Like some of the old school guys are coming back, like DJ.
Wait, was he the fake Mike Tyson guy?
He was a Jamaican dude with the bracas.
Who was the fucking Mike Tyson?
You're talking about Balrog.
Yeah, there you go. You remember that? Yeah.
Yeah, Balrog. Balrog is in Street Fighter 5. So they'll have a couple old guys returning too. So it should be a good game.
Nice. And I always, though, I'm the one who gets Street Fighter confused with, I guess, is it Streets of Fury where you used to like walk around and pick up the lead pipe and stuff and like beat somebody's ass? I really liked that game.
I used to love that shit.
Yeah. Streets of Rage has a good game, had 3 characters, Axel, I forget the other two's name, and then there was Skate, and then there was a chick and a dude. Great game for Sega Genesis.
Now,
but you just literally walked around and you picked stuff up to fight with.
It's the one where it moved like this.
High scroller.
Yeah,
I
love anything like that. Double Dragon. You know what was my favorite though? Do you remember Bad Dudes?
I do not.
I don't remember Bad Dudes.
It was called. It was just like that, but it was like it was probably in between Streets of Rage and fucking Double Dragon. And it was 2 white guys, and they have like a chain chop. They look like Guidos, okay? And then when you get enough stuffs, they get powers, like they get the glow, and they go and they go, I'm bad or whatever, and then they really fuck people up. And then when you put the thing, it goes, I'm bad. You never.
Never. Nope.
Never
you
seen it.
You have to look into that, my brother. It was a humdinger.
I will look into that.
Yeah, you'll love that one. Bad Dudes.
He's got his kids, Renato. We have to. Demetrious is like, not only is he a champion and a husband, he is a father. And you have the cute. How old are those little munchkins now, though?
Tyron is 9, and Kenneth is 4. She's 4, and then Maverick is 7.
Oh.
Yeah.
So Renato, we do need to let the champ go so that he can put the little ones to bed. It's got to have dinner and all that too. They came home from jiu-jitsu. Hey, so before we let you get out of here, like, have any of them shown an affinity, like a gift that, like, do you see your genes in one of them in terms of the athleticism? Maybe it's not even necessarily just for fighting, but in sports in general.
It's yes. So he's athletic. He goes by feel. Like he can ride a dirt bike and he'll start doing things on a dirt bike that I never taught him or he's never taught. And he goes, I can feel it. And then, but he's getting way better. He's very aggressive in the gi. And then Maverick, he has my IQ. Like he has me and Destiny's IQ. He works through things and he's smart. Like his double leg is really good. Like it's slow, but the way he gets there and gets it and turns the corner is like, haven't been able to wrestle and been doing jits for 2 months. He's on a good start. And Tana, she's just fucking crazy. I'm talking about you.
Imagine a kid who not have the IQ. Like he says all the stuff about you, but the other one got the IQ.
Yep.
But the other one will marry well. You know.
Yep. He knows. They both know. They know their strengths and they know their weakness. So it's good that they're doing it and they're enjoying it. They love every bit of it.
Nice. Well, so how soon do you think you guys would is the trilogy the next obvious fight, or would you fight somebody else in the meantime and then circle back around to Moraes? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, it's whatever one championship wants to do. Like there's there's one #1 contender right now, and then we had the Adriana fight. So, like I said, I told One Championship was like, whatever you guys want to do, I'm totally up for it. And like I said, I'm at a point in my career where like I'm here to create exciting fights and have a good time.
Nice.
What's that, buddy?
Well, you're doing it, and we are so excited for you to be recrowned as a champion. And I'm so glad that you could join us. We don't know what day it is. Is it Tuesday? Is it Monday? It's Champ Day. Thank you for joining us, Demetrious.
Bothering you to meet Hanach? They're like, why can't we meet Uncle Hanach? Please.
No. Like, your fruit's getting cold, dog. You better get up there now. And I'm like,
you gotta go. I know you gave us way more time than we could have expected. So thank you so much, Demetrious.
You're very welcome.
We I'm not gonna lie. I miss you. I miss talking about your fights. But always and ever a fan. All of us. We're never. Come on.
And look into Bad Dudes and look
you look into Sean.
What happened?
You look into Sean, and I look into Bad Dudes. I'll look at it right now when I get done.
Okay. I'm gonna look onto Sean.
Perfect.
And I'm gonna get better with him, or I'm gonna beat him with E Honda just for spite.
E Honda, they cancel E Honda off the Street Fighter. Well, no, he's in Street Fighter 5, I think.
What did he do? Sure. He did something unsavory to be canceled.
No, he ain't on Street Fighter 3. I tell you that much.
Oh God, yeah, it figures. He's well, that's why I thought.
All right, Demetrious. Well, thank you so much for joining us. It's been great seeing you. Give my best to the family. I will see you soon, okay?
Ciao,
nice to meet you, Renato.
Ciao.
Bye.
This to get you out of here.
I mean, he's the GOAT. Come on.
Nice. He would be fun to play some video game and stuff like that.
Yeah. I'm not I need to get better at gaming. And in fact, I just yesterday or today? On Amazon, because I'm always checking for the PS5, and like whenever I go to Target or whatever, I'm always looking. Huh?
You're checking for the penis fire? What did you say? I didn't hear you. You said I'm always online checking for the penis fire. That sounds like if something dangerous, kind of.
That does sound dangerous. But I guess I would have the wet stuff to put it out.
Oh God! Tell me more.
I know. That sounds interesting. I said the PS5.
Oh, PS5. Oh, okay.
So I'm constantly looking for that because I want to start a Twitch channel to do either jigsaw puzzles or word games. And I'm told there could actually be an audience for that. But at any rate, my kid.
There and watch you do fucking jigsaw puzzles.
What if I was wearing?
What are you gonna be wearing?
I was just gonna say, what if I was wearing something?
I like the idea of that. In each piece, you go, poo. Where's that one? I can't find that one. And then you're arching your back, you're looking for that one, and then people is eating. They're going, oh, carajo, what a shame. She can't find that one.
At any rate, the kid also wants to play on the PS5, but no, we could be, yes.
She's too young to play onto the penis fire.
There's Arcade Fire and Wiener Fire. So what was I even saying? Anyway, oh no. So I was just checking on Amazon again, and they were saying they get a limited amount of them. And they were going to have another drop. Like, so you can send this thing that's like, I'm requesting to buy one if and when you get your next group of them in. And then I just looked, and then it actually said, like, I think they're going to get some tomorrow maybe or something. So so if I get the invite to buy one, obviously I'll buy one. I am trying to get one. What are you doing?
I'm just getting more comfortable.
Arching your back.
I got to put a pillow back here, or else I sink back into this fucking thing here. And then I'm not engaged with the people here.
But by the way, thank you to Demetrious. I wasn't lying when I said I missed talking about him.
Talking about him or to him?
About him, like on the air. I used to like talking about Demetrious's fights. I don't get to anymore now that he's in a different organization. But I'm just saying, I'm glad he's doing so well, and that fight was awesome. And yeah, I was psyched.
You're not glad that I'm doing well, but
I'm always glad for you, and I'm glad for my friends. I'm a nice girl. Like, I root for people. Send out positive vibes. I do.
Schadenfreude or whatever they call Schadenfreude.
Schadenfreude, where I'm happy at other people's sadness and failures.
Yeah, you're happy if I'm sad.
Hey, listen, Joe D. Listen, it still says pending on Apple Podcasts, but I have submitted Tuesday Night Festivities to Apple Podcasts. It still says pending. We are on Stitcher. We are on Amazon Music, and we are on Spotify currently. Yeah. So you can download us now already on those places. But I'm still waiting on Apple Podcasts to, like whatever, verify us or whatever.
What's his name?
So I'm
jealous from me, Stevie Jobs.
I'm trying. I mean, people saying he should have never left. I mean, he was not valued as much as he should have been. So he made a good business decision for himself. Look at the dude is killing it right now. Like, listen, so I'm not sad for him. I'm just saying I miss him. I'm just sad. I'm not sad for him though. I miss him.
It's like this. Sometimes, you see a big movie star and then he get like on a TV show. And then somebody go, oh, but look, he's just on this TV show now. You know how much fucking money that they paying this guy, and then he's got a steady paycheck. He's in the channel.
Oh, he's only making $700,000 a week. Oh,
yeah, it's like shit. I mean, he's been there, did that in the UFC, and at a certain point, if it's not about making the maximum money he can make, what the fuck you doing? Getting your brains beat in for less money? Come on,
exactly.
Come on,
dude. It's the same conversation I had with my dear friend Gegard. He's like, I need to get paid, and I can get paid over here and do this thing here and da-da-da. I was like, let's go.
And I'm sure, you know what? I'm sure it's good. It's okay for both parties. It's like, I don't think they understand that truth. The UFC understand. They have a great thing with each other. And I think mutual, I don't even think they wish him bad. I think they're like, oh, hey, get your money. It's, you know what? This shit happen in professional sports all the time. Like, for instance, in basketball, sometimes you got a player, the team loves the guy, but then they can't afford to pay what the other team across the fucking country is offering. And they're like, hey, man, salute. You good for you.
Right. Even though the Patriots still screwed up by letting Tom Brady go. But anyway, but yes, 100%.
They didn't.
100% to your point. And what I was going to say is what's interesting now, what's frustrating in a way is just that I think Demetrious was just a little ahead of his time in terms of the UFC, right? Because if we think about now, flyweight, bantamweight, those lighter divisions actually have a lot of heat on them right now. Sure. It's just that when he was there wasn't as much depth on the roster, right? And so he was so good, and he was so much better, no disrespect, but so much better than everybody that it looked like the division was weak, whereas now there's much more parity and the division is deeper. It's like if DJ ever came back now, there'd be so many great fights for him.
He got penalized for being so good.
I don't think that's the word.
Well, something like that. What they call
penalized?
What they call it's like jail.
Penalized. The penal system or penalized. Penalized. He was penalized for being so. Yes, you're correct. Your phrasing was.
Well, excuse me. Sorry for not being in the fucking for trying to communicate in my second language or third language.
Speaking of second languages and third languages, in a moment or in a little bit, folks, stick around. I have some key French phrases. I'm leaving for Paris tomorrow. I'm very excited to go.
I bet you are excited. You're getting free fucking flight out to Paris, gay Paris. And some of us have to be out here and, making money the old-fashioned way. We earn it, like Smith Barney.
I earn my money, really. I work hard.
What was that one? You remember those old commercials? The guy go, we make money with Sir John Gielgud, where the fuck it was. He go, we make money the old-fashioned way. We earn it. For some reason, I used to love that fucking, even though he's fucking mean, surly, old British.
Yes.
Guy. But I still.
Well, and what was the other one where they go, well, so-and-so says, and they were like, if such and such says.
Oh, no, it's E.F. Hutton. When
E.F. Hutton, that was it.
Yeah, that was another thing. When E.F. Hutton speak, we listen.
People listen.
Yeah,
right.
People, yeah.
Well, I told you, I'm on season 4 now of Mad Men again. The kid is loving it. Bless her heart. I knew I had a smart kid. So she loves Mad Men. It's my, I don't know, umpteenth rewatch, but it's all about advertising and like, it's all about these phrases. And like, yeah, when you really, it's amazing because the show is set in the 60s, but there are certain things that happen in the show. But you're right. Like E.F. Hutton, there's certain things that do stick with you. And yeah, somebody wrote that tagline.
They never fucking go away. Like sometimes I DVH Jeopardy.
This guy said, by the way, that it was John Houseman and not.
I used to always get those fucking two confused. Houseman. Yeah. He's the other one.
Okay.
But to this day, like I mean DVH Jeopardy, you know, so I can watch that one, you know, the trivia.
DVR?
And sometimes they'll have something about an old slogan from like way back, and I probably haven't heard this shit since I was 5 years old. And like that, I remember the fucking thing, and I'm like, how powerful that shit is. You remember a jingle, the phrase, the fucking stupid quote. Yeah, it's crazy.
Honestly, I do believe, you know, if I didn't go into TV, I was going to go into the music biz, like in A&R. But I do know that I would have actually probably loved a career in advertising too, because I love words and I'm all about that. Like I love writing clever things and like puns and like, I don't know. I really like wordplay, which is I think why I like Mad Men so much. But anyway, yeah, some of that stuff really sticks with you. And you think about, like, I've always said that about hit songs, right? Hit music, top 40 radio. A lot of people really malign it and write it off. And I'm one of them a lot of the time. I'm like, oh, this is just garbage. It's bubblegum. It's throwaway. But there's a real skill in writing an earworm, in writing something that so many people love or respond to. That's a gift. Like it's a true skill and a gift. And as much as I might not like certain top 40 songs, I'm like, okay, I gotta respect that though.
It takes a while for those kind of songs that play. You know what's a perfect fucking example? When MC Hammer was new, I used to think that was the corniest shit. And I was
like Too Legit and all that?
Huh?
Like Too Legit to Quit and stuff?
Even way before that.
I don't know his early work. Sorry.
Excuse me.
I don't know the canon of early MC Hammer. I'm sorry.
You can't touch this. Can't touch this.
Well, I know Can't Touch This. Wasn't that the same time as Too Legit to Quit?
No. Too Legit to Quit was like his last gasp. That was like the last time.
Oh, well, obviously I know Can't Touch This. I love it, and I love that video.
So back then, I used to think this is corny hip hop. That's for the, you know, that's this kid stuffs. With all the time passing now, if that shit come on, I'm like, I'm enjoying that shit. It's funny how that goes. It's like with some time, now it's not what's popular, so you don't hate it as much. You know, you're kind of like, hey, you remember that shit? It's just funny like that.
Turn this mother out. Gonna turn this mother out. Okay,
Hammer,
I wish
Hammer.
I wish I knew you were doing this. I was gonna I have a picture of me and MC Hammer because he used to manage for a minute. He was managing fighters. So I met him in San Diego. My buddy Vladimir Matushenko. I think he was working with the guys at Alliance. I think they were called Alliance with like Lex and Nima and these guys. And Nima now has Moments and stuff. But like, so they work with like Vladdy. And that's what, and Moments has Gegard and stuff now too. But like, I remember meeting MC Hammer when Vladimir fought John Jones and it was down in San Diego or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And it was crazy. So I met MC Hammer after that in like at the after party or something. And I have this picture with him. And yeah, he's great. Like
did you make love to MC Hammer?
I did not make love to MC.
What? I got a question. Have you ever seen, his very last shit that came out, I remember he had a video called Pumps in a Bump or Humps in
a Bump.
Okay.
Pumps in a Bump.
If you go watch the video, there's one version of that fucking video. Most of the video, he's in like a Speedo.
Pumps it, yes. Is it like neon green or yellow? No.
I don't remember what color it is, but it looked like he had a Hillshire Farm fucking
Polska kielbasa
in there. And I remember people was like, I remember there was some female black comedian who was like, y'all seen that video for Pumps and a Bump? She was like, hammer packing or whatever. I mean,
what's her face who used to be on Night Court? The big black sister who used to be on.
It was hard, but I love her. That's
Gibbs, Marsha Gibbs, or somebody.
That's Marsha Warfield. Or something Warfield. But
yes, you're right.
But I remember I was like, I tried not to pay attention. I think he was wearing like sunglasses, fucking Speedo, and just like leather gloves or something like that. And I was like, oh, caralho. And Hammer was really trying to represent his fronts.
I remember the song. I guess I could be confusing the video, but I do remember this song.
Hammer because that was towards the end of his Hell events, you know. You gotta pull out all the stops. If you're packing like that, you gotta show the people. Maybe that's gonna be he has a rack. You know, he's gonna give you a bump.
Well, Life and Logic is saying, how did he go from being filthy rich to being broke? Is he broke? Is that a thing?
I wouldn't say he's broke, but he had one of those problems where I think for a long time he didn't pay his taxes, and he was doing stuff like where he was overextending himself. Like he had like a stable of like Hayes horses, and he had an entourage of like 1,000 people, and he had them on the.
Well, and he had the management business, and obviously these.
He was one of the kind of guys that just kind of overdid it, and I think
over leveraged.
I think he got so big that you forget that it's not gonna last forever. Because when you're that big, you know, he had cereal, cartoons.
I'm sorry.
Video game.
My brain went somewhere else.
Oh, when you're so big, yeah. No, but that too. I'm sure that make you overconfident.
Won't last forever either.
Well, with the drugs nowadays, you can resurrect.
Yikes! Then it's scary. But no, you're right. You over leverage because you never think the bottom's going to fall out. Like you always think.
If everything continued the way it was, I'm sure he could have. But every time, everybody is nobody stay on top forever. Listen, I mean, check any fucking band. They're not gonna be on top forever. Right. You know. Right. But. So that was the thing, but I'm sure someone like him, it's like in Mike Tyson, you know what I mean? Like he blew through 500 million or whatever.
Right.
I doubt he's fucking broke right now. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I guess my thing is too for musicians, and I do know if you own your publishing, and I don't know how much of his stuff he wrote, and I know a lot of the stuff has samples, so a lot of your revenue from those record sales actually get parceled out to the other people that you sampled to and stuff like that. I don't know if he owns his publishing, but if he did, like that stuff still gets played. It gets used all the time. Like I just can't believe he'd be broke. Is my
no. I'm sure he's just fine. I'm sure he's just fine. And I've seen him out at places and shit. He looked like he's doing just fine. He's just probably not living. Instead of being like having hundreds of millions of dollars, he's probably just comfortable. You know what I mean?
Right. A little satisfied though. This person. I mean, a side note. This person's saying. This person's debating Mad Men. Sometimes I hear something being not so good and I still watch it thinking, dude, it's one of my MM Youngboy. It's literally one of my all-time favorite shows ever, period. I've watched it multiple times through. It's like, it's fantastic.
But so what, he's been debating it if he haven't watched it.
Debating watching it or not. Maybe watching it or not. And by the way, that brings up a good point because I even tweeted about this last night and I got a bunch of stuff to get to and we'll get to it in a second. But I've been watching Severance, which is on Apple Plus.
Oh, that's
and I can't. One. I'm literally. Okay. So now I finished. I guess I finished episode 5 last night or whatever. But like half the time, I sort of halfway fall asleep watching it. I can't decide if I like it or not. And at this point, I've only got 2.5 more episodes or 3 more episodes. So I'm gonna just finish it. It's one of those things where I'm like, I like individual actors that are in it. I like Ben Stiller. I feel like I want to like it better. It's the Gestalt version where the end is greater than the sum of its parts. It's not, it's like the reverse Gestalt for me where I'm like, the sum of its parts is not equaling up to something great. And then everybody's like, no. Wait. The last episode or the last episode and a half is good. And like, it's amazing. And then to me, I go, okay, so maybe this should have either just been a movie then, or maybe not 9 episodes. How about maybe 4 episodes? Because now I feel like I just dragged my ass out into this BS. And like, I legit can't tell if I like it or not. And now I'm just like, well, F it. I'm too committed to like bail. Because now I need to know what happens.
Literally the first person. I haven't watched it, so I can't say. But you're the first person in my life that said that about that show.
Really?
Every single and people.
What am I different from the other people you've asked about it?
I mean, even people who is like snobs about shit have been like, "Oh, you gotta fuck with that."
What do they like about it?
I have no idea because I haven't seen it. But they just like, you gotta fucking watch. I don't know. But then
well, maybe I'll say that once I'm done.
Maybe
because that's what I'm saying. The people when I complained about it, or when I didn't complain, when I mentioned my apathy and my general sort of malaise, then other people were like, no, just wait. So maybe I'll be like that once I'm done.
It might just not be for you. I mean, and that's okay too. You know, there's something to be said for not everything. Why we accept easily. Like if you told me, listen, if you said to me, I don't like cilantro, I wouldn't sit here and go, you're off base. How the fuck you don't like cilantro? If you like it, you like it. If you don't like it, you don't like it. But I wouldn't sit here and argue with it. But with stuff like this, sometimes shit is not for people, you know? I mean, it is what it is. But, you know, I can't say because I still haven't watched that one. But it is,
like I said,
on my list. Boy.
I like the people in it. I like the people behind it, production-wise. Visually, I like it. I like looking at it. I guess I just I want to care more is the thing.
Hey, I'll reserve comment until, you know, I can argue with you about what we do in the shadow because there you're off base. But in this one, if I haven't seen it, I can't say.
Yes, and this person, to your point, saying cilantro tastes like soap to some people.
It does.
To me, cilantro's delicious, but I know it's a weird thing.
I mean, love cilantro.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, wait. What chicken do they give? Okay. So yeah, we know, random boy. Today is Monday. It's Tuesday Night Festivities, but it's because I am going to Paris tomorrow, which is amazing, and I'm excited. At this time tomorrow night, your girl KB will be in the air on her way, and that, Renato, brings up a few things. So I want to move along to our UFC Paris preview, and I don't know if you want to start with Chidi's choice. He has made his pick for the main event. We can start with that, or we can start with the co-main event, and then talk about the main event. What would you like to do first?
I don't know. Do whatever. Surprise me, Poha.
Okay. Let's actually talk about the co-main event first for a second, because I just feel like this is one of these fights that has kind of been going under the radar. And I feel like even I don't know, a lot of us are just like, oh yeah, these guys are going to be fighting. But one of our prior guests, our good friend, Mr. Marvin Vettori, is fighting in the co-main event. And I say this, and I want to, off the top of my head, I think it's episode 30 something. Let me look.
Yeah,
but Marvin was one of our guests on the show. He's such a great guy. We talked all about all kinds of Italian things and all this, whatever. But this dude's an animal. It's going to be a great fight with Robert Whittaker.
I'm excited from this one. I mean, I couldn't tell you who's going to win. And I just think it's going to be a fucking slobber knocker. I think it's going to be I think these guys are going to kick the shit out of each other, to be honest.
I think so, too.
I mean, I don't wish upon them. It's fucked up. It's like, we want that, you know, but it is what it is. But isn't it funny you want the people to be damaged?
Well, that's the whole thing. And I know what you mean because I'm just sorry. I'm just looking up. Yes, it was episode number Hi, Karyn. Which episode was it? Episode 23. Oh, he's an early adopter of our show, by the way.
Great.
So episode 23 features Marvin Vettori. But yeah, to your point, I think, too, it can completely, I don't want to say, I think it'll be like a technical slobber knocker, right? Because neither is afraid of getting after it. Neither of them is afraid to make it ugly. Neither, you know, but they're also both so high level that I don't expect it to get sloppy. Do you know what I mean?
No, not sloppy, but I just think that these guys is both extremely tough and like kind of dogs, you know, and I
Yep.
just feel like someone's gonna have to pull out. Someone's gonna have to dig deep, you know. I feel like at some point that fight is gonna turn into like it's gonna turn grimy, you know.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think. But
I
then
agree.
said that they might play safe, and then these fucking guys, it's a snooze fest. I don't know, but I don't see that happening. But anytime I guarantee a fight, it's gonna be great. It never fails. If you showing someone like MMA and they're not into it, and you're like, trust me, you know, like say they only into boxing or something, you go
Right.
watch these two. They're gonna, and then it's like one of those one where it's just like the careful.
Derek Lewis versus Francis Ngannou. I worked that night. We were like, what happened? We built it up like it was going to be the most epic fight in the world, and then we all freaked out. But no, I know what you're saying. I will say part of that I'm wondering might hinge too on, not because I do think those two are dogs, but like I have no idea what the French crowd's going to be like. Right? It's our first time there. Like hopefully they're rabid and hopefully it's insane. But I have no basis. I have no idea what French fans are like.
They just asshole, like, you know, like that stereotypical like French waiter asshole.
Well, and it's not even a stereotype because when I was in London and my cousin and I were out on the last night that we were out, we were in this bar and it was great. And we met some cool people. We met this guy from France and I was talking to him and we were talking and I was like, oh, I'm going to be there, you know, a month and a half or whatever, blah, 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 blah. This French guy admitted, he's like, yeah, we're not that nice. You know, like he said it. And so I was like, okay, well, I've been there before. I don't speak French, but I speak some other languages. And I think, you know, I can find some, but he was just like, yeah, we're kind of jerks. And like,
you know what, though? You know what I think is bode well for you? For the people who would be in attendance at something like that. That country have been so starved for MMA.
Yeah.
And they've been waiting for so long for it to be legal there that these people, I think, is going to be so grateful to have.
I hope so.
The people, maybe not the general public, but the people who's there is going to be very much MMA people, and I think that maybe that's going to bode well for the vibe.
I hope so because I think you're right. You know, obviously they have a history of fighting with Savat and different things.
Oh, Savat.
And you know, I think. Was it either Cage Warriors and Bellator has been to France, right? And on a smaller scale. Like I think this will be the biggest MMA thing there. Yeah.
I mean, UFC, let's face it, you know.
Dude, I'm so excited.
Let's face it, you know.
To check out the talent. I'm sorry. I mean,
the talent you're looking for. Now, okay, I got a question. When are you gonna want like the stereotypical French guy that looked like what's the guy from The Professional or whatever?
Ooh.
Okay, but here's your choices.
Wait.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Here's your choices. You're gonna get a guy like that, like the guy who have a nose like that, but he's very like he's powerful French guy.
Right. Jean Reno is he still had sex appeal. Yes.
For sure. And it's a certain kind of type, okay? And then or you could have like Arab guy that's like been there for like one generation or whatever, and he's like also sexy like that. Or you can have one of those kind of like African guy that speak French, you know what I mean, and is like built like Czech Congo. Like which, if you had your choice this Chinese, what you have in your sights for her?
Oh.
Just this time, not all the time.
They all sound very appealing.
If you had to materialize one, what are you in the mood for?
Have you seen? Did you ever see the movie with Diane Lane and Richard Gere where she's cheating on him?
Yeah. Where she cheated on it. I know exactly.
With the French guy, I'll take one of those this time. Thank you.
To me, I think
that dude is so beautiful.
But to me, I think that guy he's French, but he looked like he's from somewhere else.
Right. No, I like the French African mix for sure. Like I like a dark and swarthy. Like I like dark hair.
Like Ahab or Spanish, but via French, you know.
I mean, look I'm an equal opportunity employer, if we're honest.
Oh, I understand that. And so am I, as am I.
Because guarantee you I can find something I like up in Sweden or Finland or Norway or whatever. but yes, I like the idea of a dark-haired, whatever, like the skin complexion color could be olive, could be whatever, could be this, could be brown, could be light, could be this. But yes, like dark-haired and French-speaking. Yes, please.
Yeah, and he have like you drink a strong coffee with him, and he make like a spliff with hashish in there or whatever, and play old jazz records or whatever, and then then start you hang outside, and you have one of those big window thing that's like out there, and then you
the big French French doors,
and then you make
they're called French doors for a reason.
There you go, and then you're making sex with that guy, and you're enjoying that one.
I'm going over there to work, but then I am going to be staying there for a few extra days. So yes, I am looking forward to it. Okay. So I did not make a pick for that co-main event, but I do believe that yes, it is going to be excellent. And I should say, I feel bad actually here. Wait, I forgot, because we should, on the flip side of this. And I think if we hear any extra noise, folks, it's just because kiddo is going to be making her dinner. But here on the flip side of it, we didn't yet show the Robert Whitaker side of it. She's going to be making something. She's making dinner. She's there making ramen. I think she's making ramen tonight. But Whitaker, by the way, Whitaker is he's fine. Anyway, but I remember meeting him.
Forrest Whitaker or
no, I'm saying Robert Whitaker. A lot of girls think that, though. I'm not alone in thinking.
Of course, he's a good-looking fucking guy. He looked like a It's funny because to me he looked like a light-skinned black guy. He looked like a 90s H&B star to me.
He could have been in Color Me Bad.
He looked like Al B. Shore or fucking or William.
Totally.
Yeah, he's a very good-looking guy. And is he not? I was shocked. Like, I always thought, when I first laid eyes on the guy, I thought he was, before I heard him speak or knew anything about him, I just thought he was an American black guy like Jakar Close or something, you know?
No, he's he's part Maori and all that. I mean,
but the combination make it look like light-skinned black for him.
100%, it definitely does. You're not wrong. But I remember because I met him. That is one of the earlier jobs that I had. When I first got my gig with the UFC, and I had gone to Australia, which was amazing, and I was doing the reporting for the Ultimate Fighter finale where he was fighting. And I say this all the time that I talk about him, but it's because it's so true that even at a very young age, he was only 22 or 3 or so, 23 maybe, that he had so much poise and so much, he just had so much composure and already carried himself like a champion at a very early age that his success does not surprise me at all.
He's a hell of a fighter, Paul.
Yeah.
Wait, now do you find that accent sexy?
Of course. You know that.
Some accent is sexy and some is not, and some is neither here nor there. I mean, particularly, I don't think it's unsexy if a woman have a Kiwi accent, but I don't find that to be one of like the romance language or whatever.
No, it's not the hottest, but I'm saying, I'm not opposed to it. But yes, it doesn't. There are others that I would like more. Yes.
Because certain ones get you going, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
It's straight up terrible. Like you don't want to meet a girl with like a Southie Boston accent. Oh God, are you? That's a huff one, and also Chicago for her.
Yeah. All right. Well, the Chicago accent can be.
He's a huff. That's a huff one.
Chicago can't.
You can look past that one, but it's definitely not enhancing the situation.
Right, I get it, and that goes both ways. Honestly, like a dude with a heavy Chicago accent is not necessarily super hot either.
So girls tend to like that Boston accent on a man, but I don't think it goes the other way.
I don't know. I'm from Boston, so maybe the charm is lost on me a little bit. But okay, so here's Tai Tuivasa. You can if you need to. Tai Tuivasa. He is currently ranked number 3 in the heavyweight division. He is from Australia. So again, we've got sort of that down under accent there. Ty's been on a roll, and it's funny because Ty's one of those guys when he kind of came in, he made an impact and then he kind of lost some fights and then he's gotten better again. And it seemed like maybe he just focused more or whatever, but he's on a roll and to be ranked number 3 right now. And he's so likable in terms of his persona and everything.
Everything you said is right on the money. I mean, He's fucking exciting. He have the personality, all that stuff, and he have just power. He have just serious fucking power. Having said that, he's biting off a lot right now, because I think that Cyril Gane, I mean, he may not have the exact level of power, but he have a lot of power and a lot of precision and a lot of. He's very tricky. You know, it's gonna be. That's a lot to ask of the kid.
I agree, and I'm sorry, like if you guys hear any background noise.
Who cares? We can handle.
I'm sorry, it's because the Munchkin is making her dinner. But yes, I would 100% agree with you, Renato, in that with Cyril Gane, Tai has bitten off a lot. You know, this is the former interim heavyweight champion. What I find interesting about Cyril, which is what some people may not like about him, is that he approaches this as a game and a challenge, right? A personal challenge. Some people come into this as a prize fighter and like he just has a different approach to it, and maybe that's why he won't appeal to some people, because he's not a dog that's like, I'm gonna die in there.
I mean, like a fucking dog.
It's a different kind of guy, but he approaches it in a much more, to me, intellectual way and a personal challenge way and a chess match way. I still find him exciting.
He's very high level. He's just very fucking high level. I mean, he's to me, he's gonna be champ at some point. I mean, he's something else. I'm a big fan of this kid.
Yeah, he was already interim champ. And I agree.
Champ.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Yeah. I think he still has a very bright future. Yeah, I like him a lot. He's great. Like, he's great.
No,
I really like him.
That anybody can get caught, and if Tuivasa catch you, it's lights out. But you could say the same about Ngannou. I mean, and he didn't get laid out by Ngannou, you know. But still,
right.
I'm never gonna, man. Tuivasa. He you know, he also, those heavy leg kick he throws, he could kick your fucking leg and blow out your knee or something like that. So, you know, I mean, you know, you gotta the fight have to happen, you know.
Well, you're right. Well, Herman is saying that Tai is like the Mark Hunt 2.0, which I mean, he kind of is. I mean, we know obviously like the history and the training partner stuff and all of that.
Yeah.
It's just that and yes, he is the Shiwi drinker, and I think it's hilarious. And that's the whole thing, is that Hannah is that he's yeah. Anyway, I think it's going to be the Shiwi thing is fun. He's a complete entertainer. But yeah, I think it's going to be like you were saying, like anybody can get caught. Tai definitely has that power and that ability to land. But when it comes to Cyril's approach, like he's a stick and move guy. He's so bouncy, like he doesn't get tired. He's so much more of an athlete. Do you know what I mean? And I guess that's the whole thing, is like he could have done anything kind of. And you know what I mean?
He's one of those guys. It almost like, I mean, he don't really fight like him, but like a GSP, you know, it's like a high level, Olympic level athlete who is a thinking man's fighter. He's there's a lot of similarity in that sense. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
But, I feel like in this fight, I think like it would be dumb not to. I would never bet against. Like if I was betting, I couldn't bet against Cyril Gane. But but don't mean that I'm saying Tuivasa can't win.
Can't win.
Yeah,
right.
But I would never bet on Tuivasa for this one.
Right. Okay. Well, so here we go. He's saying he heard Tai's going to drink a Dom Perignon. He would drink champagne instead of beer if he's in France. That's actually pretty funny.
That would be boy, too much champagne though. Ugh.
Yeah.
Even great champagne, too much of that shit is like, ugh.
Yeah. I like champagne. I plan to drink a lot of Vin Rouge.
You know, not to get fucked up with, like,
getting drunk on champagne. Yeah.
Like to have a little something with dinner or as a celebration, like a, you know.
Right. I
But
plan to drink a lot of red wine. And still to come, folks,
heck.
we are going to, I have some key French phrases that I'm going to go over with Renato. I'm leaving for France tomorrow. I might need some help with Renato here. But here, listen. So speaking of this now, we've got our thoughts on the main event for UFC Paris. We do need to get to Chidi's choice. Chidi is our bearded dragon mascot. Now, listen, Renato, for those who don't realize, last week, Chidi picked Leon Edwards. And Chidi picked Paulo Costa. Like, he picked correctly on the last shows.
Even a broken clock is height twice a day.
He also picked Curtis Blades over Tom Aspinall.
That was an injury.
I know, but I'm just saying Chidi's been correct. So, with that said, let's go to it. His record recently, I looked back. I believe, oh wait, I think I have it right here. I think Chidi is like 5-2 recently. Because
Think about getting a female one for him to enjoy himself, or you want him to be celibate his whole fucking life.
I don't know, kid. Renato is asking me if Chidi can have a girlfriend, kiddo. She can't hear me. She has her earbuds in. Hey, kid. Renato thinks Chidi needs a girlfriend. No, she said no. She literally just said no.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Okay, yeah. So Chidi picked. No. He's been really good. So he picked Costa. He picked Leon Edwards. He picked Curtis Blades. He picked Yair Rodriguez. He picked Jamal Hill. So all those people won. The only people he missed on were Sarukian and Dominic Cruz. So he's 5-2 out of the last 7.
Okay, well,
it's pretty good.
It's not too shabby.
It's not bad. Okay.
Something
so
tells me was to bet a bunch of money on his pick. That would be when he start fucking lose. I mean, it's almost like guaranteed.
Right. Okay. So with that said, though, let us see what Chidi has picked for UFC Paris main event. Here we go. Hello and welcome to another edition of Chidi's Choice. Today, Chidi is choosing between the UFC Paris main event between former interim heavyweight champ Cyril Gane and Tai Tuivasa. Cyril currently ranked number 1, Tai Tuivasa currently ranked number 3. What we do here is take these. Chidi loves arugula. We take the names here and we ball them up so we don't know who is who. We mix these up here. Okay, mix. Ooh, he's feisty tonight. Feisty. Okay, we're gonna put one there and one there. And here we go, Chidi. Boom. Oh, goes right for it. Okay, let's see. Who is going to win the UFC Paris main event? Chidi says the hometown hero's gonna get it done. Cyril Gane. We shall see. We shall see.
Makes sense. He's like eat in peace.
Yeah. So Chidi thinks Cyril's got it.
I tend to agree with him on this one.
I kind of do too.
Yeah, I think although it gives me no pleasure to say that because I like Tuivasa, you know. I mean,
I like him too.
But I think, I mean, look, Tuivasa is the kind of guy that could I feel like could win the belt at some point and have it for one fight. You know what I mean? Like I don't see. No, I'm not. I don't see him being having a long reign as a champion.
He's got a more limited skill set.
Yeah, but I certainly would not put him past him to knock out Francis Ngannou or something like that. You know, but it wouldn't be you know what I'm trying to say.
I 100% know what you're saying because he's also young enough that he's going to be here for a while. So yes, the eventuality of Tai Tuivasa as a champion, and I can totally see it.
You know, he's so likable. You know, you can't.
So likable. Everything about it's great. If we could have it,
attitude, all of that stuff.
All of it. I 100% agree. I just think at this point and at this stage of the game, Cyril is better in terms of more weapons. But also, if he can, like you were saying, if you can fight an Ngannou and all this stuff, doesn't he have the most power ever?
Yeah, but Porja, it almost seems like with Ngannou, like I think the trap is for Cyril Gane is like in the Ngannou fight, you're aware of that nuclear bomb the whole fucking time, and that's all you're thinking about. So you're like scared of it, and you're on your P's and Q's. If you stumble into this one thinking like, oh, I'm gonna dust off Tuivasa, and then he fucking crack you with one, you know what I'm saying? Like if you pick you, if you just kind of get a little complacent, I'll be like, yeah, this is an easy night for me or whatever, and then you get hit. I feel like that's the danger,
I don't think. I don't.
Gonna be like the whole time. You're gonna be like till the last fucking second. You're gonna be like, okay, you know what I mean?
Right. I guess my point was more of like, you might, and I agree. Because I do think he is more of an intellectual person. I don't think Cyril is the type that's gonna like underestimate anybody anyway. My point is just that if you can be in there with a Francis and take a punch from him, you probably feel pretty confident about taking a punch from somebody else.
How many punches did he took from him? I feel like he just didn't got hit, I mean, he didn't get hit flush.
He's hard to hit.
And
I think the knock on Cyril is that like he's not a finisher yet. And we've talked about that when, on different things, like when he's been at the desk with us and he was on with me and Angie when we did the show. And like, he's such a nice guy and he knows, he's aware of it. He knows the fans want that. He's working for it. He's trying. It's not that he's not trying.
In my mind, I feel like he have knocked out.
No, he wins more by decision.
Does he? Some, I don't.
He does. He does.
Wow.
Although maybe the last one, did he get a finish? I forget. But like, but in general, he is more, he's not as much of a finisher as some of the other heavyweights.
I feel like he throws some vicious fucking strikes sometimes. I mean, like.
He does. Okay. So let's see.
All I know is when I see a guy like him, I enjoy watching him work. You know what I mean? Like other people too used to complain about GSP and stuff like that. Like certain guys, I just like when you see or Adesanya, whatever. It's like when you see there's a certain beauty in the way these guys fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that I think that sometimes people just can't appreciate. It's like they want to watch a bar fight or something like that. But I'm like, certain shit you gotta be like, look what you're looking at. You're watching something special.
Yeah.
I agree. Just like we were saying about a TV show or say lunch or whatever, there's taste. Some people don't like that. Some people want to just see a slog, want to see like two guys slug it out, Yeah. And that's fine too. There's a certain greatness to that too,
That's the co-main event.
True. It could be. Yeah,
it could be. Well, at any rate, it is going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to going over there, and hopefully, we'll I don't know what kind of advanced work they've done, but I would imagine the crowd is pretty hyped, and that hopefully the town is hyped. Obviously, I saw Marvin posting some stuff, already. There are some cool pictures, by the Eiffel Tower and all that, and. It's gonna be exciting. But for those who don't know, like I mentioned it before, but if you're just joining us, Marvin was actually on the show with us on episode 23 way back when. He's so fun. He's such a cool guy. So definitely you should check that out. We'll have to go back and revisit that. But
you can see a different side of Marvinho, because a lot of people don't kind of understand Marvinho, and then you get to see him and you see that he can be likable on that festivity podcast.
Well, you're right, because for a while, and maybe it was because it was in contrast to Israel or whatever, but like a lot of people were painting Marvin as this crazy angry guy, and just he's not that.
Well, and because he had a couple fucked up things happen, and a guy missed weight or pulls out of fights, got fucking upset, then you can't blame certain. It is what it is. He's a passionate guy. He's Italian, and he, I think also he have a chip on his shoulder because he's like way up there, and people still don't give him for whatever fucking reason. It seems like he don't get the respect. You know what I mean?
Why is that?
Sometimes it's just that way. We was talking about somebody else recently, just like that, where you're like, for some fucking reason, they just don't get the respect. And it might be because of some way they look. or the way they sound or whatever. Sometimes it have nothing to do with how they fight.
Because I don't get it.
Yeah,
Like, the dude's a beast.
It is what it is. I wish I could remember. We was just talking about a certain person who have the same fucking problem. It might have been a female fighter or somebody. I can't remember, but where it's just like they they just underneath like the best, and people is always surprised when they win or whatever, you know. But
yeah, I don't know, man. But I don't quite get that with Marvin, because in so many ways, his passion and his outbursts are like what you would think fight fans would love. Like, and you know what I mean?
Something
I get it.
The wrong way, sometimes, whatever. You can't. It is what it is, you know.
And I guess maybe it's because I met him when I first met him. It was just, just like down at Kings, and he was, like one of the guys. Like, if you're a Kings, like, you're my homie, then you know what I mean. Like, so
it was very cool when I first met him too. Like, we was sitting next to each other at a K1 event, or not K1.
He's great.
What's the other one that's just like Glory? It was at a event, and then we were sitting next to each other, and right off the bat, he was cool,
He's cool.
Yeah.
And we worked together on UFC Now. Long live UFC Now. But yeah, I like Marvin a lot. So, and that was my dad's middle name too. So maybe that's also part of it. Yeah. Okay. So, meanwhile, Renato, well, let me see if there's any questions to get to before that, because otherwise I want to move on to these French phrases, because I think it's important that we get to some of this stuff.
Hit me with
Okay. Well, so Crying Uncle saying Tai Tuivasa is going to get tired chasing Cyril Gane around. That could definitely happen. Cyril should use his cardio. I mean, it's a great weapon. He can weaponize the cardio in this fight for sure.
All Cyril does. I mean, I don't know if this is what he was trying to imply, but let's not make it like Cyril just hound the hang and fucking hunt from people. He's throwing nasty, dangerous stuffs when he's on his bicycle.
Yes. What, on his bicycle? Wait.
Come on.
Sorry, I was reading something at the same time you were saying something about it's not that he just gets on his bicycle like Cyril does. He doesn't just run around. Like,
when he's on his bicycle, he's fucking throwing nasty stuffs at you because he's a fucking counter fighter.
Right. Yeah. No, it's gonna be entertaining, and especially when my kid is making the most noise tonight.
Yeah, what does she make? It sounds like
she's literally making the most noise possible. Which, by the way, I'm just thinking of the audio version of this, because and now as a side note, and I meant to say this at the beginning of the show, but for those who don't know, you can also, if you're watching this now, we also have this as audio downloads on, I think I did mention it, but Amazon, Stitcher, and Spotify right now. And I'm just waiting for the iTunes, the Apple Podcast one to populate or to verify. But anyway, yeah. So she's just making all the extra noise tonight. It's okay. It's fine. But yeah, no, I think too, though, with Cyril, like, it's the hometown crowd. It's the first UFC show in Paris. Like, the dude is going to be fired up to show out for the crowd.
It's your UFC show in Paris.
It's
your first UFC show in Paris.
Sorry. I'm trying to say Cyril. I'm trying to practice my French pronunciation because I'm so inept at it.
Well, you know how all French people sound like that.
My dentures. It's because my dentures are.
French.
My dentures are falling out.
Sacre bleu. Sacre bleu.
Sacre bleu. I don't know why I'm so unable to pronounce French things, but I just am.
Well, let's see. Maybe Uncle Hanash can help you with that one.
Well, here we go.
The funny stuff is, I think I could pronounce the fucking accent, but I can't pronounce. But I don't know the language.
But you don't know the language, so I can read it and understand it because I know other Romance languages and things, and so I feel like when I'm reading French, I go, "Oh, okay, yeah, no, I know what they're talking about," but I don't know how to speak it, and I know that my pronunciation is terrible.
I'm like that with Spanish, but when it comes to French shit, I don't know the hoot words and stuff like that. But I can.
It's the same as Spanish.
That I can do, but I can't. I don't know the language. I just never took French.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so I never took Français. Okay, but anyway, here's French phrases. I just have 7 of them that we could go through, and they will.
Don't tell me what it means. And I'm going to guess what it means.
Okay. So the first one is la Vanche. Okay, I'm trying to let me be my acting skills here, like oh my, like la Vanche, or la Vanche.
Oh, goodness, my goodness. How dare you? Levanche.
Oh is the right word. Three words.
God.
La Vanche.
Levanche. I don't know, caralho. I can't. Levanche. Scandal.
Okay, it's oh my god, but the actual translation is oh my cow. Okay, so la Vanche. So Vanche is cow. In Spanish, it's vaca, and in Portuguese, I believe it might also be vaca, if I remember correctly. So it's basically saying oh my cow is basically like saying oh my god, and I forget which website I took all these from. I'm sorry, I apologize. But it just says it's like en revanche. It expresses surprise and excitement, like it's kind of the equivalent to like oh my god, like in a good way of like en revanche.
Very nice.
Okay. Oh, the cow, holy cow, basically. Yeah, this is like they're saying Joe D's like saying oh holy cow, en revanche.
That makes sense. Oh my lord.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Okay. Again. I so apologize for my horrible pronunciation. But casser les oreilles. Casser les oreilles. Oh.
Well, say it like
casser les oreilles. Casser les oreilles.
Oh, this is not my cup of tea.
Yes, close. It's breaking your ears. Casser would be to break. Les oreilles. Like a really, so break your ears. That's like when people are like when somebody's having a party too late, when something's too noisy, when you're like you don't want to hear that. Casser les oreilles.
Or if you hear about like someone he doing a certain movie, they're making a remake, and you go casser les oreilles.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
My ears.
Yes, exactly. Okay. This one is interesting. Are you all right?
Yeah, I just have like when something's like a pinch and you need it to crack a little.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I definitely know. I told you this one is always up like literally multiple times a day. I have to like force my shoulder down because. No, remember when we were talking about chiropractors and all that, and I was explaining to you like how bad my yeah. Okay. Next one. Devenir chèvre.
Oh.
Devenir chèvre.
Okay, so knowing about chèvre, that wait, so say how you would say.
So I would just be like, let me see. Devenir chèvre. Like
I think it's like there's something about the sheep, isn't it? Something about the goat or a sheep or something.
Yes, like that. Yes.
Goat.
Yes.
Is so like shovel. That's the fuck.
To become a goat. You're right. It means to become a goat.
But what
Devenir chèvre or whatever means to become a goat. And again, I apologize. I don't remember which website I got this from, but they were saying it's like if you were driven crazy, right? So it's like if you were mad and you were driven crazy, you become a goat. It's like how people were in America, like we say, like it drove me crazy or drove me mad.
So you say it about yourself, like, I've become a goat.
Yeah, like so it's you become a goat. So it says something like, that like you're driven crazy, like you become a goat, like you're just so insane and like you went nuts and like it drove you nuts. Devenir chèvre. Like
I do that one. Okay, caralho.
I didn't know that either. But yes, people are guessing it's about goats. And because I always think of chèvre like home chèvre, like goat cheese or something like that, right?
Chèvre is that's the only reason I fucking knew anything to do with a goat, because that cheese, the goat. Yeah, chèvre. Chèvre.
So we've learned chèvre is goat and vache is cow. So we're also getting an animal lesson tonight. Cows and sheep. Okay. So here comes another one.
Mm.
Yeah, Tuivasa, right. Arrête ton chat. Wait, okay, wait. So wait. Oh, let me
That
do it.
one
Let me
more?
act it out. Let me act it out. Okay, wait.
I thought you
Say
did.
something. Say something about one of your say something about a girl.
Oh God, she have it. If you throw that pussy up in the sunshine, I can't remember. Boy, she's like she's really something. God, you.
Arrête ton chat.
That's too much information.
No. But it's different. Okay, tell me about your last week, your last date. Tell me about your last date with a girl.
Well, it ended up with me being between her legs like this.
Arrête ton chat. Arrête ton chat.
Don't speak. That's enough.
Keep going. I'll try it again.
This is too much information. This is that's better not said.
Tell me some more about your conquest.
Oh well, caralho. I was in between here, and it became when I was do cunnilingus there. It become like what's that sensory deprivation because her thighs is here, and then I see the tattoo on her.
I had the don't shower. I had the don't shower.
Oh come on, that's now you're going too far.
Yeah. Okay, that was me. My bad acting. I didn't get you the right place the first. So I had the ton char means stop your chariot.
Ah.
I had the ton char means stop your chariot. So it means
ah.
They're saying at first you might think it means to slow down, but in actuality it means stop BSing, stop bluffing, stop BSing.
Bullshit.
Just stop the cars, stop the car. Like I had the ton char. Stop your chariot. You're full of crap. Like I don't believe you.
Was telling you the God's honest truth. Well, huh? That's the problem why it didn't work. You should have came up with something else.
Because you really were between.
Hey, look, boy. Huh?
I don't want to look.
Listen, I'm a grown man. I'm allowed to do that stuff.
Absolutely.
Anyway.
Boys, I had the ton char when
I had the
ton char. And I'm sure I'm saying it with like a Portuguese accent. Like, I'm so sorry. I'm literally going to murder that language when I get there. There's going to be blood dripping out of my mouth every time I say something in France because I'm going to be murdering language.
Your throat is going to be hoarse. You got to just pretend you're Inspector Clouseau or something like that when you say it.
Or Inspector Clouseau.
Or what's that fucking guy?
Pink Panther.
Or whatever from me.
Hercule Poirot.
Hercules Poirot.
Hercules Poirot. Yeah, Poirot. Hercules Poirot is how Americans would say it. Hercules Poirot.
Oh, Hercule. Okay.
Hercule Poirot. Okay, we got only 3 more. Okay. So this would be okay. So this actually probably happens to you a lot. There's a clue. C'est peindre un râteau.
Say again, or give me.
Okay, so you had a with that lady. C'est peindre un râteau.
Well, I would think it's like wow. When the hat's away, the mice will play. When the cat's away, the hat will play.
No. Okay, let me try to get you to where this goes. So you had a date last night, but what would if you were running late or like you didn't show up on time and stuff and
that happens to you.
You're on Brazilian time though, so you definitely run late.
You know what? I've been better about that because I hate. Some people is cool about it, some people is not. But there's nothing worse than if she takes that shit personal, it just sets the fucking thing off on a bad note, and you're starting from behind. You know what I mean? I hate that. I don't want to give an excuse. If it's gonna be a bad date, I want it to be because of heel shit. not because she's pissy that I was late or whatever. So I try to. But then another thing is, it's like if I'm the one doing the most of the traveling, I feel like if you're the one that live next to the fucking bar or whatever, or if it's at their house or whatever,
I might be 4 minutes late.
You gotta give the person who's doing the traveling more a little fucking leeway, you know. But whatever. But go ahead.
Agreed.
So let's say,
well, yes. In that instance, if you showed up late and this girl wanted to be pissy about it,
okay,
c'est prendre un râteau, which means gives you the rake. And apparently, it said this is what happens if a man arrives late to dinner. And the chicks just like peace out, because they're saying that like French women, I guess, do have a bad tempers. You might not do so well in France, I don't know, but they're saying that like French women have bad tempers. So they're saying if a French person, quote, gives you the rake, it means he or she refuses to go out with you.
And so something, you know what? Yeah. I think to French Canadian women, they have a much better disposition.
French they don't give you the rake.
Is
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're very Canadian women in general. Your Uncle Hanash likes the vibe of Canadian women.
Really? They're always apologizing, though, aren't they?
No, they are very. You know my kind of attitude, how I have. They're very much more like that. They're very much like, you know what? Live for today. Let's enjoy lifey. They're less about the bullshit. They don't put you through the paces. This is in my experience. Canadian in general, not just French Canadian. Canadian women have a great fucking disposition.
Cool. I know. I mean, I know some, and they are very cool. I've never dated a Canadian woman, so I can't.
Well, I can
speak on that, but
because I've had a number of dealings with that ones, and they just have a it's very refreshing. You know, it's a very refreshing approach. I like.
Nice. And well, maybe because it's so damn cold up there, they know they're going to die any day from the cold. So
they tend to be a little intelligent too, and also have a good sense of humor.
Oh wow, this is so funny that I'm going to just block this person.
Wow.
Somebody in the comments thought they were clever, so I just blocked them. But yeah, no, I met some cool Canadian women. And it's funny because I know guys that have dated Canadian women and they really like them. But yeah, so maybe you're onto something.
Listen,
I did ban that POS. Don't worry. I think I finally caught him. Thing is, I wasn't paying attention. Because I'm just in the conversation. I don't always look at the comments.
Nothing. So
yeah. And then I looked at the comments, and so then that person is banned. So yeah, that dude can go, take a long walk off a short pier or whatever. But anyway, yeah. So anyway, you do not want anybody to give you the rake, apparently, Renato, because if they are c'est prendre un râteau, that means they gave you the rake.
The ones who want to give me the hake, I got to enjoy myself.
Well, this might be more up your alley then.
Oh.
What does faire l'andouille mean? Faire l'andouille. So let me see. And then we were out, and then and then faire l'andouille, we went here. What does it mean?
I think that's a woman going like that. Like, hey, you have a fairly long penis. Because fair long, and then andouille sausage, andouille, maybe they mean that.
Well, you're halfway right. So it is definitely about the sausage.
Oh, God.
It is about the sausage. So faire l'andouille means to make the sausage. And to faire is like fazer. See, that's what I'm saying. These Romance languages, right? Like hacer in Spanish, fazer in Portuguese. Obviously faire or fare in something in French. So like all those Romance languages, they're all very much the same.
So does that mean like she's gonna give you a blowjob? I mean, is that what that means? Like she's
to make the sausage? No,
make that one or do that one, or I mean to have sex? What it mean?
This place is saying so. Faire l'andouille, to make the sausage, means just simply to do something ridiculous. So in your case, yes. In your case, yes, it would be.
I like mine better. I like my version of that. I like my version of that one better, which you make with the sausage.
Yeah, I
Ooh
mean,
la la.
the fair l'andouille. Listen, you could use that. You could probably use that anyway with the French
I would,
Canadian girl. And you say, care, vous care, yeah, vous, because vous is you. Care,
yeah.
I think, is still French for, or it's like the care and kisser and all that stuff. It's all the same word in every Romance language. So carar, so vous, yeah, you could probably say vous que
Yeah, like
farez l'andouille
s'asseoir.
avec moi ce soir.
Voulez work on my joint. Voulez
Esta,
work
no,
on
esta nuit.
yeah,
I'm gonna butcher. I feel like I need to make like a blanket apology to the country about how bad I'm gonna butcher the language over the next week and a half.
They're gonna be happy you're even trying, okay? But let me tell you something. Speaking of we, I remember when I first moved to fucking LA, okay? I was living in a fucking house with 5 strangers. You know what I mean? It was just like ghetto.
Sounds like a reality show, but yeah.
The guy living next to me, I mean, in the room next to me,
Yeah.
I won't even say his name, but he was like, he was kind of dating this, I mean, he was having sex. He would always have different women or whatever. But this one chick was like this French woman, you know? And when there was, you could hear them having sex, okay? And you could hear it like, I mean, it was as if they was right there with me, okay? And it was just so funny because I never considered this because like the whole time she's going like this, oui, oh, oh, c'est bon, oui. And it just sounds like this fucked up, like it's somebody on the swings or something. Like, oui, oh, oui. And
But it's yes.
c'est bon, oui. And they're like, I'm like, oh, carajo, oui. I'm like, oui, that sounds like a fucking fun. Let me try have some of that one. Oui. But then it sounded funny. It didn't sound sexy. It sounded funny. It was like, oui. It just sounded fucking funny. It didn't sound like, it just sounded comical the whole time.
Well, like my mom used to say, like, do you need a wee? Like, it means like.
It's sometimes it sounded like she was saying wee when she said too many wees together. And then sometimes you sound like a kid on a fucking swing set going, wee. So it didn't sound sexy.
I mean, when they do it right, it does take you back to some
like
childhood memories.
when
Not
like,
childhood memories. I'm just saying, makes you feel like
I understand
renewed.
When you hear women in like Spanish saying shit, that sounds sexy. You know what I mean? See, you know what I mean? Like, see,
does it?
They say, oh God, I do. Yeah, like
I've never slept with a Spanish girl. I don't know.
You know, I'm a sucker. They say something that you never hear American women say or any other place.
Oh, your toe is so hot.
How? What?
Is it extra hot when somebody says something that? Yeah.
Well, I like this one. If they said this one, they go, "Ay, qué rico," and for some reason, it might be a cheap thing. It might be, you know, they know it's just gonna make you feel good or whatever. But you feel like the baddest man on the planet or whatever. You know, you when they said that, you feel like it really ego. They say, okay, qué rico.
Qué rico.
Like, oh, this is how I think it's like they're saying it like, oh, how
yeah, how rich. It's everything. It's like it's
good. But to you also the name, like it make you feel like
because you're like, Rico Suave all of a sudden.
Like, okay, like I am pretty fucking rico. I don't mind if I do.
It's rico. You say rico.
Yeah, and you just go, oh, caralho. Okay, rico. And then Poppy, all that shit, it worked. Just like if a girl say, oh daddy, you know, like if black girls say, oh dad, big daddy.
That's the weird, like the whole daddy thing is weird. Like when you really think about it, because
you know what, it just play into it. Have nothing to do with like, oh, she's my child.
I know, but the whole idea of who's your dad, it's like it is a weird thing.
No,
and sugar daddy and all this stuff. It's like it's weird.
To me, all it does is play into dominant and submissive. I'm the daddy. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I know.
You know, I think also we say baby. We don't mean a little baby. You know what I mean? We don't mean like a toddler. My dad, I'm the daddy. I'm Zaddy.
By the way, if you know any available sugar daddies, I'm kidding.
No.
I'm kidding. That'd be weird. I don't know that I could, like, I mean, I understand people just looking out for their futures or whatever, but like when you see like, those classic TikTok videos or whatever of like the super hot 25-year-old and she's with like this 75-year-old.
Yeah, on the boat or whatever.
Yeah, on the boat.
But I can't say nothing because I'm a sugar baby. Because women is pay for you, Uncle Hanach.
You have an Ashley Madison profile, or isn't there some like
bullshit? I'm a sugar baby, okay? I admit it. I let them shower me with gifts and money and punchline. Okay. Who in the comments wants to spoil me, kind of? I'm a spoiled baby.
Spoil me, daddy.
Who wants to spoil you, Uncle Hanachi?
Who wants to spoil you? And they're like, get a Tinder profile. Yeah. Exactly. Okay. Okay, so I have one last phrase, Renato.
Somebody go, what about a sour daddy? I don't know.
Sour daddy. Instead of a sugar daddy. Yeah. And they're saying they can picture you on some Cougars yacht out in Miami. Yeah.
I'll do that for a little chase. Yeah.
Okay. One last phrase. And the last.
How do you say sugar baby?
I.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Why are you licking your lips when you fucking look at this one? You forgot you was looking at a sugar baby now, and you're thinking about that spoiling me.
No, it's pork. It's pourquoi au revoir un chat dans la gorge. Au revoir. Oh wait. I'm sorry. I'm not saying it right. Au revoir, not au revoir.
Just say the whole shit.
Avoir un chat dans la gorge. Avoir un chat dans la gorge.
Oh, it means, what's this? It means, hey, listen, goodbye. You took a shit at the Grove. Or is that only for LA French people?
Yeah, I'm trying to talk to you, but I can't. Au revoir un chat dans la gorge.
Okay, so I know. But I took a shot in my fucking gullet. I can't say nothing. In the gorge. Somebody took a shit down my throat.
Renato, there's something I want to say to you.
But
I can't. Pourquoi au revoir un chat dans la gorge? But I really need to say it.
Gun to my back and my throat. My throat. The cat got my throat.
Yeah.
The cat took a dump.
Yes, you're so close.
The cat took my tongue.
Yes, you're so close.
What else?
Okay. So, au revoir un chat dans la gorge means to have a cat in the throat.
But what is au revoir? I thought that means goodbye.
That's what I'm saying. I was saying it wrong. It's O-A-V-O-I-R. It's au revoir. I can't speak French.
Spell it for me.
A-V-O-I-R. Avoir.
I think that would be avoir.
Right, avoir instead of like I said. I started this off saying I can't speak French.
Well, you fucked it up, and now I.
Yeah, no kidding. Because I can't speak French.
And the people is gonna turn because I got it wrong, and now they're pissed off because you fucked it up. Oh wow, there goes their ratings.
Avoir, un chat dans la gorge means to have a cat in the throat. I know you've had cat-like things in your throat.
But like I said, I haven't dealt with that problem since maybe the 90s because they shave all that one. So now
it reminds me of an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm. But
yeah,
if you remember, that was hilarious.
Yes, and that's a heel thing, by the way.
Is it?
100%. I said I told you this before. In high school, the first dalliance with that stuff for me, they used to not, now shaving whatever, but back then, these chicks just had a bush, and every once in a while, it was like a popcorn kernel, like a popcorn peanut hurl or whatever, popcorn kernel. I was like an Orville Hedenbacher, going like this.
Orville Hedenbacher.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's their turn, and then I'm gonna really. You're gonna be going, but for a different reason, kind of.
Well, avoir un chat dans la gorge means to have a cat in the throat. It means if you're having some trouble speaking, while the English say to have a frog in your throat, the French prefer to say that they have a cat in the throat.
Wow, that's enlightening.
Well, Joe D keeps posting this over and over. So they're saying that I need to know the words surrender and rendezvous for the next week. So
rendezvous and surrender.
But by the way, Marcus Martinez, you love this show, and thank you for loving it. Please tell your friends.
You know what I was thinking about when I was thinking about that we were gonna have this show, and I thought about different stuff, as French and all that kind of stuff. There's two stuff that I thought about, which is one, and I don't know if you even have chime or whatever, but I know that there's one thing I thought about. Well, what's your favorite music from there?
Yes.
But then also I was thinking about, for our audience, it might be tough to think about who's your favorite, like French films or whatever. But I thought about, we do have, what is your favorite French scene in an American film? You know what I mean? Because we do have a lot of that ones.
French scene in American film?
For instance, you remember Superman 2, and then he's in the fucking Eiffel Tower. He have to say, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that. Like that's like my earliest thoughts about France came from Hollywood movies.
Right.
You know, this is in American. This is, I guess, English, but also A View to a Kill. I mean, you remember fucking Grace Jones trying to Hajamar, you know, all that kind of stuff, you know.
Yes, you're 100% right, because I was looking up some things about French movies and French, music and all this stuff, and it's interesting, and it's kind of like what we were talking about with Demetrious. Like, certain cultures don't get as much of a foothold in America for various reasons. Certain things just don't translate. So yeah, it's like going deep on French film isn't going to get us too far, other than like Amélie and a couple of other things.
I saw that one. La Haine, whatever. That's a great one.
Right. And there's the one about the Umbrellas of Cherbourg or whatever. And there's like these famous old things. But anyway, in terms of the music, for me, it's got to be Daft Punk would be my favorite French band. But I also really like Air. But it's got to be Daft Punk.
I forgot about both of those ones. I love Air. I like Air more than I like Daft Punk. But you know what? Yeah, for sure. For me.
Okay.
It's more
like Marianne Faithfull or one of these like it's good stuff. Like
I like now this group I love more of their earlier shit, but you know Phoenix, you know that group Phoenix?
I think so.
It's a great group. You should fuck with them. If you don't, you would like that one, Phoenix.
What's their big song?
They don't have a lot of radio hits and stuff like that. I have to show you.
I've heard of them.
I'll send to you some. And you'll like that one. But of all the shit, Serge Gainsbourg is one of my all-time favorite.
Yes, Last Tango in Paris, obviously.
Now, there's some freaky. You wanna talk? Have you ever watched that movie?
No.
If you want to clutch your fucking pearls, the shit. Listen, there's a part in that fucking movie where he's up against like a wall or whatever. She's like fucking with his ass. She's like fingering his asshole or whatever, and he's talking stuff to her, and he's way older than her, and he's saying some stuff. He's like, there's a part where he's like making her say she's gonna want to do stuff, like saying, you know, the nasty stuff that he want to imagine that she's gonna. I swear to fucking God. He goes, yeah. He goes, I want you do anything for me. You do anything for me. And she's like, yes. And she's young and beautiful. And he's like, yeah, I want you to fuck a pig for me. Yeah. And I want you to fuck the pig, and then he's gonna die while you're fucking him. And then she's like, yes. And then he goes, then I want you to smell the dying fart of the pig. And then I mean, you won't fuck, and I'm not making this up. That's in that movie, and that shit. And then she goes like this. He goes, yeah, you're gonna do that. And he goes, then you're gonna smell the dying fart of the pig. Yeah. And he goes, you're gonna do that for me. And then he goes, you're gonna do that. And she goes, yes, and worse. And I go, what the fuck is worse than that for?
What is worse than that?
I mean, she goes, yes, and worse. And I'm like, carajo, what the fuck else you gonna do, baby cakes? Like, you're gonna do worse than fuck a pig and smell the dying fart? The pig gonna die and gonna smell the dying fart from the pig? Oh
I
need to meet a woman like that who's open-minded like that.
No, you don't.
No, I'm kidding.
That woman is not open-minded. They're disturbed.
Seem very open-minded.
That is unnerving to me. I don't.
I'm so lucky to find a woman who would like to smell the dying fart.
Okay, no.
And I'm not kidding you. This might sound like some sick shit that I just made up out of my imagination. When I tell you, trust me, when I tell anybody who's seen the film in the comments, if you've seen it, corroborate that one for me. If anybody,
and they're saying smell the pig is, I don't know if that's true.
Anybody seen?
That's
imagine.
I don't know. People haven't, nobody else is really commenting on that, on seeing those more that scene. But here's a couple things that I will say.
The movie, you've seen that scene.
I know, but nobody's commenting on that one. But people brought up a couple of things that I want to mention. Is that Big Blue is Joe D. That's literally one of my all-time favorite movies. Luc Besson, I actually got to meet him once. I interviewed him once on this thing. But the Big Blue is about the free diver. That also has actually Leon the Professional. That has
that's what put Besson on the map, no?
Exactly. That put Luc Besson on the map, and that is also where Jean Reno debuted in that. So Big Blue, I own that movie. It's that's amazing that somebody picked up on that. It's literally one of my all-time favorite movies.
Okay,
all-time favorite movies.
That I always was aware of and never saw, so I gotta put that on the list to see.
It's one of my all-time favorite movies, and I remember actually when I went to interview Luc Besson for I think he did Fifth Element.
Here we go. You shoehorn down in there.
The Fifth Element, and I was doing the press junket for the Fifth Element.
I interviewed,
but I did interview Luc Besson, and I remember talking to him, and I said to him, I told him how much I love that movie, and then he complimented me because he was like, "Oh well, you know, that movie kind of resonates with a certain kind of people." Like it was almost like he was just like, "Well, that's cool that you that one clicked with you because that's like a higher level movie for me." And anyway, but I was just like, dude, that movie actually really does speak to me on a lot of levels. I love that movie so much.
Well, I gotta see that one because I heard a lot of good stuff about that.
Well, Jean Reno's amazing in it. Plus the other guy that's in it is really, really handsome. But Rosanna Arquette is in it. Like the story is amazing. It's beautiful.
Does anybody the scuba gear? Does anybody? I doubt there's anybody sniffing the dying farts of
dying farts of a pig that they just slept with. No,
if you don't have that, then miss me with that one.
Then miss me with it. And then somebody also mentioned this movie, Joe D, An American Werewolf in Paris, which I love.
I never fucked with it because I was scared that it was gonna fuck up. Because I love the original,
No, it's so good. Well, so that's the whole thing.
Director,
Well, that's what I was going to say. When you getting back to your original point about seeing French things in American movies, An American Werewolf in Paris, like the original one from back in the 80s or whatever.
You mean American Werewolf in London is the original?
No, or I guess that's it. Like the one, but it has a French lady. I could have sworn was the.
No. So,
I'm talking about the one with the guy, the dark-haired guy, and what's his face was his friend.
You're confused. The one you're talking about, the one with Griffin.
Oh, it is London. It is London.
Werewolf in London. Great classic movie. Then way
Yes.
later, they made this sequel called American Werewolf in Paris, and it didn't have the same director, none of that shit. And I missed that one because I didn't want to fuck with that.
So then I am thinking of American Werewolf in London, but isn't the nurse French? I feel like the scene where she's like, and there's my bedroom, like when she's showing him her apartment.
I just can't remember that.
I don't think she was English. I feel like it was a French nurse.
Right. The fact he means it's not American Werewolf in Paris that you're talking.
Anyway, I also love me some Juliette Binoche. And even though it was a remake, but the remake that they did of it wasn't Amelie's a different one. The remake that they did with Harrison Ford and Greg Kinnear and Juliette Binoche, and it's like where he falls for Sabrina. I knew it was a girl's name. I actually really like that movie. I really like that movie, and I really like because I like all the actors in it. But I like Juliette Binoche. Like in terms of French exports, yeah, I love me some Jean Reno, and I really like Juliette Binoche too.
Well, I prefer the one with Melissa Joan Hart. She's better in that hall. But you know what's another?
Said nobody ever.
Okay, here's a great movie that I think you would love. You've seen it already. I think we talked about it before. It's not an American movie, but it have Harrison Ford in that one. Frantic.
Oh, it's so good.
That's a great one. That is a great film in France, boy.
Frantic is fantastic. And isn't there, I feel like obviously there's like the French Connection, right? And the French Lieutenant's Woman and like the French.
And the first one, not much is in France. It's like you see the beginning because it just takes place in New York, but the drugs come from France. But you only see France in the very beginning scene, you know. Okay. But French Connection Part 2, I think they go there. Okay. I'm not familiar with that. I know the first one.
The Da Vinci Code has a lot of France in it. There's a lot of Louvre, which I'll be going to. I went there years and years and years ago. So the last time I was in France was in 1990, maybe. So it's been like 20 years or so since I've been there. A little bit more than 20 years. So I'm excited to go back.
I've been there once, and I can't really even say I was there because I was just I landed there and then took a train to Amsterdam. So I had enough time to get hipped off by an asshole French at a little cafe who was the fucking the quintessential stereotypical. He had a comb over. He was all sweaty. He had the stupid mustache, and he tried to fucking cheat us like heavy duty. Like he went over.
How so?
It was like he tried to give us the check. He clearly saw we was tourists, so we couldn't speak a lick of French or whatever. It was some ridiculous amount he tried to charge us, and we was like, fuck out of here, and like we're like, nah. And even him, he was like, well, you know what I mean? And like, but it was such like that. It was like I had the heel experience, you know, even though it was really, I was literally there for a fucking 2 hours or something.
Right.
I can't really say I've experienced France. You know what I mean?
I remember I actually had a good time. And they, you know, they obviously have incredible museums there. So that's some of the things that I'll be doing. I
won't be going to the museum. I can go to the museum in LA. I'll go to see that.
They don't have the good stuff.
I go to see to do my Pepe Le Pew. I go
Okay, so speaking of Pepe Le Pew, and people were asking, do you like actually remember the first time you French kissed somebody?
Yeah,
you do. How was it?
You're gonna be disturbed by this. You're gonna be shocked and dismayed.
Your cousin, your tia, you know.
Oh no. But you always seem to be disturbed. Like when I said I was doing sexual stuff in high school.
Oh no, you were probably so young.
You clutch your pearls. I promise you, she was a Puerto Rican girl, and okay, so in my grammar school, in like a public school, they used to do. We was like, you know, in kindergarten, and we used to do. They used to do nappy chime, you know. So what they would do is they have this long table that we was around, because at that point while you're that young, they don't have like individual desks. You have like everybody's around like big long tables and shit.
Right.
What they would do is they used to put a sheets over the tables, and used to like you would lay in there while the fucking teachers, drink coffee and smoke cigarettes or whatever. And we would have this nap time. They turn off the lights and put there. Me and this other little girl, we was just, I don't know how it felt like.
How old? This kindergarten?
5 years old, 6 years old, whatever. And we wanted to kiss each other. We thought it. The funny thing is, the way I'm talking to you now and the way I feel in my body, I felt like that then. I didn't feel like, dude, I'm a dumb little kid. I just felt like I'm me, and I want to do stuff.
You had game all the way back then?
It wasn't game because I didn't have to cajole her into it. We was like, it felt natural. It's like we was there and we knew we wasn't supposed to do it. And we was like kiss each other and stuff. And then we was like trying to do what we see in the movie and stuff like that, Yeah, and at first it felt a little strange because the tongue, you know what I mean? Because you used to kiss.
You did that at that age?
Well, what do you call what the fuck is a French kiss if not that?
No, that is it. I'm just shocked that you did it that young. How did you even know? Like, because watching movies and stuff, like, you don't know when you're that young. You don't know exactly how they're kissing.
I can see a kiss when I see it, okay? And there was kisses all throughout the fucking movies. And also, you got to remember, I was in a household where nobody was going like this. Oh, they covering your eyes if somebody's doing whatever. You know what I mean? I was watching all kind of shit. I remember watching Superfly was on TV.
Explains a lot.
I remember watching Superfly on TV, and like Superfly chased down this junkie and beat him up, and he punched the guy, and I remember I was disturbed because like the guy threw up, and I was like, that's what happened when you beat somebody up, they throw up. And he was trying to explain, well, he's dope sick and blah blah blah, and then trying to explain to me like just science, like here's what it is, and he almost like you explained how, well, there's shooting stars, or there's asteroid, or there's planets, and like, oh, well, here's what this is. You're asking me a question, so I'm gonna answer that one. And some people would say that's wrong, but in some ways I was ahead of the game. It didn't hurt me. I knew more than the other kids.
Yeah, I remember a few months back.
That's when you had your first French kiss?
Yeah, and it was pretty exciting. Having a conversation with the kid, and then afterwards going, maybe I didn't need to say that much, right? But like, I'd rather her know things than not know things or whatever. But she's older. There's certain things I would have been a little stressed out of her knowing that young. Like, that's amazing to me. You knew that stuff that young.
Okay, so here's the thing too. You grew up in a city.
No, I didn't.
Okay. So let me the interesting thing about that, the difference about that. When you have a child that is grow up in a big city that is wild.
Yeah.
The child is, whether you want to go and show them G-hated stuff or whatever, that's counter to what they're witnessing with their own fucking eyes, and how they have to survive in the.
But you could still try to protect them for as long as you can.
But here's the disconnect. For instance, if I'm seeing something in the street, or let's say, how are you going to tell a little kid to be careful of a child molest without explaining to them what the fuck that means? You understand? Or if you're saying, hey, listen, you got to stay away from that block because those fucking guys will kill you, or whatever it is, you can't then pretend like, oh, it's Barney and only Sesame Street.
Yeah, no, I wasn't trying to overly sugarcoat things. I'm just saying, like, I think, and like I'm saying, I think maybe on some things I was like, I might have overshared on that, but I'd rather her know than not know.
My point is this. You have no problem telling a kid to look both ways, no? In the about traffic from a very young age.
Right.
That you have to tell them, like, hey, listen, if you don't look both ways, a car is going to smack you and fucking kill you gonna
Right.
end your life. That's heavy duty, you know. And in the
Yep.
same way, you gotta know that if you let somebody go talk to you and talk to a stranger and he's doing this, whatever, and he tell you that he's trying to do some dirty stuff to you or whatever,
Right.
or, you know, or you see, let's say you see a guy walking around and he's or you see a woman that's like a prostitute and then she's acting crazy and her eyes
Right.
look up. Well, son, she's on chemicals that's making, she's not maybe a bad person. She's, you know, but
Yeah.
she's under the influence of something. So Healy, it's like a nature program. Oh, that's a crocodile. That crocodile at this certain time, if you approach that one when they're hungry, oh carajo, you gotta stay at the. It's
Yeah.
like to teach them how to survive and the things that they see. You can't pretend to a kid who grew up in a dangerous city that everything is sugar smacks and handballs.
I get that. And the thing is, you know, a lot of time when we would, you know, like take her and she's been driving around in like Vegas or something and you'd see different billboards for things. And it's exactly that. It's like, there are times I was like, oh, I really wish she didn't see that billboard that was advertising that girls can come to your room within 45 minutes. Or like, how do I explain to her what da-da-da means? So yeah, I wasn't trying to like not, you know, yeah, yeah, I'm just saying I don't think I was necessarily sheltered by not growing up in a city. I just was partly too. You're a guy. You were in a city that was maybe more accepting of who you were, you know, vibe wise. I grew up in a town where I really stood out. I was the only person with brown skin, so I was ostracized. I wasn't welcomed in. I didn't have any dates. Like I've told you, I didn't have any. I never had a single date until never. I never had a boyfriend until college. I never had, you know, like anything. So I had a very, that doesn't mean I didn't, you know, try this or have a little bit of experience with that. But like you are talking to somebody who really didn't have a lot of experience till a lot later in life, because I was not a person that was considered desirable by the group in which I was stuck. So I had nothing.
I think we're talking about two different dynamics. One is availability of whatever, and then the other one is like what should a child be exposed to. And I admit it is early for kids. It is the certain
that's
stuff.
early to be French kissing in kindergarten, Renato.
I would agree, but like I said, I had feelings where I wanted to kiss this girl and she wanted to kiss me, and we didn't thought we shouldn't. We thought we want to do this. You know what I mean? We like this. It makes us feel good. You know what I mean? And it made
remember her name?
I do, but I'm not going to say it here.
No, don't say it. I was just curious if you remember.
I'll never forget. And it make us feel butterflies and all that stuff. If it didn't feel dirty, it felt very sweet and incredible. You know, I mean, it felt like how it feels to you to kiss somebody for the first time.
But
it's that for me, and at that young age, I like
that's amazing to me. So then when you were older, then as a teenager, and it was like really a girl, or maybe it wasn't, not even a teenager, I guess maybe when you were 11 or 12, but like when you had like a real girlfriend where it could potentially go a little further, then like was it different?
I was always trying to go further. It was the girl who was trying, you know, when you get older, when you're young like that, the girls was more interesting in like, there was more curious. You know what I mean? When I'm talking about when
you're both on a path of discovery, and
we were little kids, it was like, show me yours, show me mine, let's play little games, shit like that.
Right.
And we was on the same plane. I don't know whether it's when they getting older, you get like, I don't know, the girls started to getting, don't let him and all this bullshit start getting started. And then there's all these restrictions, and I don't feel it was the natural restriction. It was like what they think they're supposed to, not, oh, the other girls will make fun of me now because they're gonna call me a slut or whatever.
But that's a real thing, and it's small, and like
I understand. I'm just saying it don't make it good. Just because it's true, don't make it natural. It's a shame. It's a shamba.
Shame is a shame. Yeah.
But so yeah, then later it was like, then you had to get into like, then you had to have game. When you was younger, you didn't have to have game. But when you get older, you're like, oh fuck, now I gotta get through the defenses, the defense systems.
Well, it's amazing to me because you just have a lot of and yes, VT, I am from a Boston suburb. That's where I did grow up.
Can I tell you?
Yeah, like this person saying, Ryan saying your childhood sounds like Midnight Cowboy.
Listen. Let me tell you something, Karyn Bryant. You may not know this. Do you understand that that boys would be hard pressed to remember a time in their whole life going back to as long as their first memories to where they didn't get ejections.
Right. I literally had a conversation with my daughter today that like literally your whole world revolves around that. Like men's whole world revolves around that thing.
But do you understand that like a baby can get a fucking ejection?
Yes.
Okay. So from the time we come out of the womb, we are getting this fucking this symbol of I got this thing that's happening here, and I want to do something with that one.
Right. So
to imagine that that we have that going on, but yet nature didn't make us want to do anything with it that is a naive che or whatever. Because I think that parents want to pretend that children don't have these feelings.
Yeah.
But I and I'm not saying that you should let your children fuck each other or whatever, but you pretend that they don't have these feelings is bullshit.
Yeah. So with your children, what kind of things are you trying to teach them?
I'm not trying to teach them. I don't want to mansplain to the ones. That's why.
You don't even bother stick around for any lessons.
No, because, that's the spice of life here, all the discovery. I want them to do it their way. You know what I mean? I don't want to pose anything on those ones.
It seems like you have a lot of wisdom to impart.
Well, that's up to. Never mind that. I do it. I check your numeral. Okay.
Speaking of the French thing, and it's funny because the whole thing about French kissing and all that, but I remember. And you were talking about like when you knew about French things in movies. I remember as a kid, or maybe you're in junior high, and you hear somebody say something about a French tickler, and then you're like,
"Oh, French tickler, yeah."
What? Like? But honestly, like, does that even? It seems to me then it seems like it's one of those things where it doesn't even actually exist. It's like a made up thing that doesn't.
Spanish fly or whatever.
Right. Like it seems to me like I've never seen it. I've never seen anybody who had it. Like, is it real? Is it a real thing?
Not a French tickler, because then also I would think that that this the soul patch or whatever here is like French tickler.
Is that what I don't know, but just that phrase
that became my understanding, but then I don't think that's really what it is. But
yeah, I thought the soul. I thought. Is that I never knew that the soul patch was called the French tickler.
I heard it be called that before, but this is another thing where it might have some complete other meaning that I never got to find out. But if it's a thing outside of your body or outside of a technique, I don't know what is a French tickler.
I was under the impression that a French tickler was a kind of like a condom that had something extra going on would then.
Very well be. And I
don't know if that's true.
Now that you put it that way, you remember condom machines?
No.
Come on. You don't remember condom machines in the bathroom?
Oh, like in the yeah. Vending machine. Okay, yeah.
Like a bar bathroom?
Yeah. Okay.
I want to say, because they had a different types or whatever. I want to say that was an option, like the French tickler or whatever, So I think you could be right about that. But I never bought that one. But what we're saying right now is so outdated. I bet you Millennial and Z have never heard that in their life.
I think a lot of people don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah. Because I think that's a dated concept, like French dressing or Russian dressing or whatever.
Russian dressing. Oh my God.
Somehow that didn't last,
Yeah.
Or the bar, like, why don't you go to a singles bar? I think that's Chinese shit.
Down to the Regal Beagle.
Yeah.
You can probably get French ticklers in the vending machine at the Regal Beagle.
100%. At least they had a condom machine. Also, he remember cigarette machine?
Totally.
Remember?
You had to pull.
Yeah, but it sounded like a fucking bomb was going to, boom, boom. Like you was, you know what it sounded like when you put the money in for the pool to play pool?
Right, yes.
Bang. And you're getting your new porch or whatever.
Your Pall Malls, right? Exactly.
You're getting your Pall Mall. You're getting your new porch. You're getting
your menthol.
What was your other? Parliament.
Your Parliament. There was something menthol for sure.
Oh, for sure. Cools probably.
Cools. Or maybe she's gone to Capri and she's not coming back. Remember the skinny cigarettes for girls? The Capri or whatever that they were.
One of that. Oh, Virginia Slims.
It's Virginia Slims.
You know what?
She used to have the tennis tournament, the Virginia Slims tennis tournament. You're like, how did cigarettes sponsor sports?
Speak of course, and that's the heel. I saw a thing about this. The heel reason why women's sports was allowed to be women's tennis was take off was all because of Virginia Slims backed the women's tour. Yeah, because they
totally remember that.
And they had to make a deal with the devil because they had to do a cigarette sponsor was the only one who would get behind them. Okay, but I'll tell you what. And they market it to women. And you speaking of, let's bring it full circle. You know how we was talking about you never forget those stupid slogans and stuff? To this fucking day, I remember the slogan for Virginia Slim. Do you remember?
I'm trying to remember. Well, like I said, I remember the one for Capri. She's gone to Capri. I remember the Virginia Slims box. And it had like a lady dressed like in a 40s or 20s, like tennis dressy type of dressy.
Well, it was always like she was living her best life or whatever.
Yeah, she's like doing it for herself type thing, right?
Yeah, but the fucking slogan was, "You've come a long way."
Long way.
Yeah.
You've come a long way, baby.
And she was enjoying herself like, "Oh, caralho."
Right, and she's in that little dress. I remember the pleated like skirt on the dress, like And you've come a long way, baby.
The whole idea was like, now women have their own cigarettes. We've come a long way as women.
Plus, they were longer and more slender than a regular cigarette.
Hence, Virginia Slim.
Right.
It wasn't named after an old black blues guitarist. It was because it was slim, caralho.
Virginia Slim went down to the crossroads, made a deal with the devil, and.
Well, caralho. What about Virginia Slims? And you remember there was skinny. Oh God.
That's what I'm saying. I remember the one for Capri where like she's gone to Capri and she's not coming back. And it was like, and the thing had like a pink box or something. And it was like, it was more like the bitch was like, peace the F out. Like, bitch, like it was like she's gone to like all the house, like everything's falling into total distress. But like, bitch is gone to Capri, man. She's like, I'm out.
It's not unlike Calgon, check me away kind of deal.
Totally.
You know what's funny?
Calgon should have just said F these people, like F my family. Calgon, F my family.
You would love this. Like I sometimes have a bunch of like old magazines, like vintage. Yeah. I like well, I used to have a lot of that one. I don't have so many of that one. And those went in the moves and stuff like that. Because but
the internet.
Some of those is good though. But not being full of shit. It says the articles. I used to love those interviews and also sometimes the short stories, and sometimes they had like Vanity Fair style article that was fucking incredible. Like I'll never forget. They did one. You remember the murders that happened with the guy with the big schwanz, John Holmes? You ever seen Boogie Nights?
Yes.
They did a version.
Come on, of course.
They did a version of the martyrs because that really happened to John Holmes. He was involved in a fucked up situation where he tried to scam a drug dealer and then they murdered the people he lived with. Anyway, a crazy thing. And Val Kilmer did a version that was actually John Holmes, where he created. It was called the Wonderland Murders because it happened in Wonderland.
I remember seeing that. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, the fuck was I telling that story about? For what reason? What were we just talking about? I just had a blank out. Wait. What the fuck were we talking about?
You were saying it was about wait. Because now I lost it too. I got all deep into the thing about the
I had a point.
Oh, reading the articles in Playboy.
Oh yeah, I remember they had this, like, I want to say 20-page fucking article about how that whole thing went down with John Holmes and all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And it was fucking fascinating. And it was one of the best pieces of fucking wow. And so it's almost like a Vanity Fair or something like that, you know, like where they have those long kind of.
They were known for their articles. I'm not going to pretend I
Yeah.
don't know that, because they were known for that too.
But the thing I like is I have a bunch of Ebony magazine, you know, the big fucking one.
Yes.
From like 70s and early 80s and stuff. Oh, every ad. You know how normally in a magazine you're like, oh, these ads. Every single ad in those is like a home run. It's like some fucking cigarette or booze or mulch lick or whatever, or like some fashion shit, and only designed for the black market, you know? And it's just like,
the chicks are stacked.
But it's just fucking hilarious. I mean,
yeah.
It makes it so much fun. I keep them in the coffee table for guests that can peruse that ones. And it's it's a lot of fun to look at those old Ebony.
Well, I would imagine. And that's what's kind of fun about some of the stuff, you know, just even watching Mad Men, because, you know, it's set in the 60s, and the year we're on season 4 or whatever. So it's basically set in like 64 or whatever.
Yeah.
And so some of the things that, you know, they're talking about civil rights and they're talking about this, and like, so sometimes you're just sort of like shocked because you hear them, you know, they're saying things that people would say in that time. And it's so shocking to hear and just shocking to see those attitudes, even though a lot of them still exist. But then you go, oh, and on the one hand, the show looks like it's supposed to be a long time ago. And then you're like, wait a minute, that wasn't that long ago. You know what I mean? And so like a lot of time when things are happening on the show, I'll say to, you know, my daughter, I'm like, oh, that's when, you know, your grandma, your grandfather were doing this, or that's when your uncle was, you know, doing, or whatever. And I'm like, so it's really not like it's not that long ago. Like, cause sometimes they say some things that just seem so outrageous that like, you can't believe people thought that. It wasn't that long ago.
Well, it's crazy too, because we are, I mean, you know, I say we because this is my newly adopted home, you know, but in America, I remember there was like something where it showed the graph to kind of drive home the same point. It showed like in a timeline, like the history, like America when they first was settled, not even when it became, but like from when they first, like, you know, when white man first came speak with Forky Chunk, and then to now, you know, and then it showed like all of this, like, okay, so you have this, all of this was slavery, and then like this much was from then to now, you know what I mean? In the grand of the actual country. And then you kind of forget that stuff. You go, God, are you like, this haven't been even around that long, and the overwhelming majority have not been the modern Chinese, like the you know, so you forget that stuff is very, I mean, very, 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 you know, it's like, I mean, relatively, you know, which is interesting. I mean, and it's like, no wonder some of this stuff is not figured out yet, because I mean, in this country, there's been way more time of that kind of shit happening than what we know as modern life. You know?
No, it's true. It's true.
Of years more of that than there's evidence of, you know, the modern stuff.
It's true. It's true.
Or equality, or whatever you want to call
it. Yeah. No, it's true. It's true. Well, hey, listen, Renato, I don't know if anybody had any questions they need to get to before we get out of here, but we know been on for a bit, but like I am going to, after the work stuff, so I'm working this weekend with our boy Light Skin Heart and Alan Joe Band. Those will be my guys at the desk with me this weekend in Paris, so that will be fun. And so then I'm going to stay there after, and I guess we can talk about whether we do a festivities next week. I can kind of figure out like the time change and if we're going to do that.
Someone in here, just to let me interject, someone said,
yes,
to remind people to do the like, and then to also subscribe and to tell all that stuff, you know? Yes,
thank you. Well, and yes, and to your point, yes, and hit the like button. Thank you so much, and subscribe. And yeah, we are on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, festivities.com, Spotify, Stitcher,
all that shit. And let me tell you something. I don't mean to toot our own horn here, but if I'm honest, okay, like from what I like to watch and stuff like that, this podcast is better than a lot of the fucking ones out there. I'm just saying, because I'm always shocked, and I'm not gonna name any names, but sometimes I see stuff or clips on YouTube or on the phone, the Instagram, all that kind of stuff, and I go, this shit, it's not that great. You know what I mean? Shit that have a lot of fucking followers and a lot of people like, and I'm like, God, are you? If this shit is popular, I'm like, what? And so I don't even mind saying it now. Fuck, tell your friends about this shit. This shit's better. It would be one thing if it was a niche thing where I don't think people is a cup of tea. This shit's better than half the shit out there. God on you.
I could not agree more. And again, I don't want to, like, I'm not trying to hate on our peers, and I'm not trying to do whatever, but we are different and we have a totally different approach. Our stuff is a lot funnier and just a lot more lighthearted.
We know all the statistics and the fucking ins and the outs and all that other shit that the other ones. Plus, we got a different perspective. We worldly. We have a lot of stuff to impart, wisdom.
We really do. But by the way, also, even if you just were a purist about the fighters and stuff, like, our guest list is ridiculous.
Oh, legends, icons of the sport.
Goats, like what tonight.
You know what I mean? I mean, this is insane. Anyway. You know people gonna like that one. Stop hogging it for yourself out there and tell your friends. They're trying to make like a band that, like an underground punk band, but they don't found out about that one because they want us all to themselves.
They want to keep it to themselves. We will never forget our bottom bitches. We will always love the originals.
Well, we're gonna forget some of that one. No, I'm kidding. As long as we're still alive and we're still in your heart, we can forget you. It's okay.
Okay.
No, I love you all more.
But yeah, so Renato, we'll talk.
The last.
I enjoyed doing this, and this was episode 50, folks. So here's the thing that we were talking about this last week. That means we've been doing this for almost a year. This means that I'm probably one of Renato's longest relationships. So for that reason alone, you should support us.
True. You're the old battle axe.
Thank God I didn't get pregnant over the internet.
It's glad you can't get that one. I'm glad I can't get no heebie-jeebie from you.
I don't have the heebie-jeebies.
Happy scabies. You have your bed bugs, God.
I don't. I'm actually pretty.
No, you're gonna put Jamaican voodoo on me. I wouldn't trust that. You wouldn't put like a hoots on me. Like if you was mad, you would probably call one of your aunts or something like that, or and to put like hoots on me or something. Like put a tea and put some kind of fucking stuffs in there, some Jamaican spice. That I wouldn't put past you, Karyn. Yeah, you've probably already did that one. You probably have a fucking voodoo doll of your Uncle Hanan.
Why would I? No, I don't need a voodoo doll. Voodoo is not Jamaican anyway. Voodoo is like a different thing.
In my movies and stuff, it's Jamaican.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, I do want to thank the folks from watching. And the great thing is, we're getting a lot of, Brazilians in here too and stuff like that. So I love that.
I bring that one to the party.
You definitely do. Hey, speaking of which though, Renato, where can people find you on social media if they want to be following you?
Well, if they want to follow me, it'd be crazy. Can you imagine wanting to follow me? Imagine if you're already not following me. It's on. You can follow me on Renato_Laranja. Renato_Laranja on Instagram and everywhere that's everywhere that's anywhere.
Nice. Okay, so for me on YouTube, if you're watching this, it's at Karyn Bryant, Karyn. Bryant as in Kobe, no relation, but may he rest in peace. I'm also at Karyn Bryant over on Twitter. So you can also find us on festivities.com. I'm KB Heat on Instagram, but you can find the show on festivities.com. That's where you can find all of them. And all of them are here on YouTube as well. This is episode 50, but we're also, like I said, on Stitcher, Spotify, Apple Podcasts should show up any day now, Amazon Music. So you can tell your you-know-who device, you can tell her to play episode whatever of our show, and she will. So now you have the download option and you have the visual option, a lot of places. So, we're here just delivering for you. So thanks. And thank you to Demetrious. He was great.
He was great. I like that guy. I mean, but I like that he seemed to have a good sense of humor. And,
and he's just cool. And he's so good.
Listen, of course, we know that. That was for sure. But you never know about people. They could be a great fighter and be a fucking dud or an asshole. Or,
Yeah.
But very cool. And I like that he's like a nerd about the video gaming, because he kind of know, except for he don't know Bad Dude. But
I never heard of that one either, though. But I'm not a video game person. But I never even that doesn't even register much in my periphery. Was it a home version game or was it an arcade game? It was an arcade game.
But I think they probably had a home version too. But I used to play it at the pizza parlor. Yeah, I'm bad. It was fucking the best. Of those games, of those fake Double Dragon style.
Yeah.
Where you pick up a bat and hit somebody,
right,
whip or whatever. Bad Dudes was the best hip off of that shit. Bad Dudes.
I have to look it up.
Bad Dudes. But what was I gonna say? Oh, but you know what? To his credit though, he knew about Sean, and we didn't.
Sean.
What about Sean? He had a sweater, a tasteful sweater.
The most unthreatening. And he just dropped his mom off at her book club, and then he comes to the street fight.
Penny loafers or something like that.
Totally. Sean.
I gotta investigate Sean. And if he's Brazilian, why the fuck is name Sean?
Sean, exactly.
Can't come up with something more authentic than that? Sean. I thought he was joking when the guy said, yeah, do you play as Sean or whatever?
Right.
Sean?
Sean.
That don't sound...
Meanwhile, Sean Brady's sitting at home in Philly going, yeah, Sean's tough.
That's fine for Sean Brady, but not for... That's like having a superhero and you're like, oh yeah, this guy's named Sean. But that would be his nickname is Sean.
This is our superhero, like Brad or what's this is our superhero Micah Sean. Or somebody like her. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, folks, that is it. So Friday, we will have UFC Live, and we will be having the pre-show, and the pre-show will actually have, the ceremonial weigh-ins rolled into the pre-show and everything too. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I already have a lot of my formats. So we will have I think we're going to have Tai Tuivasa at the desk with us on Friday and stuff like that. So Tai Tuivasa.
If he offer you a shoey, will you drink that one?
100%.
Oh, nice. You know what? I'm kind of shocked.
100%.
You was gonna say, hell, fucking.
I definitely would.
Interesting.
We did shoeys on the set at FS1, and I'm not gonna lie, it was a clean shoe.
Yeah,
but there is
no gimmick. I'm talking about a heel fucking shoe.
Yeah, I would, because I feel like the beer would probably kill the bacteria of the sneaker, and I don't think it would be in there for that long. That it's really
gonna activate that one, and then gonna go wooey and give you.
I don't know if you literally were poured it in here and then I slammed it. I don't think it would be that disgusting.
Would you? What? It smells like Feech.
I mean, does beer smell great anyway, though?
It don't smell. Yeah, but
I'm just saying I would do it.
The smell of the Feech. You don't want to smell. You don't want to smell. You know what Feech smell I can take? It's fine for me. Like a little sour vinegar is fine. But when it smells like a
cheese,
like a yeast or like a
fromage,
when it smells like vegan nacho cheese or whatever, then forget that one. That's for the birds, Karyn.
Okay, this is the third time Smelly Sweat has come up in conversation today for me, and it's weird. We ever have one of those? I mean, we're gonna wrap this up, but do you ever one of those days where you're just randomly, one random thematic thing comes up, and you're like, I never talk about it, and then it suddenly came up 3 times today.
That's the universe preparing you to smell a lot of fucking BO when you go over to Francisco, huh? because those motherfuckers don't like to be wearing no goddamn underarm deodorant, porra. Forget it. Never mind anti-perspirant. They don't even put fucking nothing. They smell
like that natural musk.
Yeah, that only go through. Don't only go through so far, porra.
Well, we'll see. It's pretty hot over there, I think, right now too. So we'll see.
You smell that underarm, caralho. Oh, porra.
Bonsoir, bonne nuit, bonjour, bon.
Ooh la la. PU, caralho. Sacre bleu.
Any rate, anybody who is French who actually is watching this, like I said before, let me apologize in advance for butchering your language, but I'm going to try my best.
I thought you was going to apologize for saying they have BL. They fucking know they do.
I didn't say it. You did.
Yeah, they do. Fuck. They have it. They have that one, period. That's not
okay, folks. Well, thank you so much for tuning into the show. Go back and check out some of our earlier episodes. We literally have a ridiculously great guest list.
That's Pepe Le Pew, caralho, over there.
Au revoir, bonne nuit. Au revoir. Merci beaucoup for joining us.
Voulez-vous
coucher avec moi?
My andou, lu, my, what was that one?
Anyway. Oh, yeah. Ah, la vache. Oh, my cow. Ah, la vache.
The one that's
you're going to, you're going to faire l'andou. L'andouille. Yeah. You're going to faire l'andouille. You're going to make the sausage.
Yeah, next time when I come out to France, you guys can faire la fondue over your Uncle Hanash hosting chestnuts over there.
Fondue. I forgot about fondue.
That's another stuff.
Anyway, really good.
Ciao.
Bye, everybody.
Au
revoir.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.